It is time for the hour of power of the Heroic Vibration podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the Sea of Thieves because it's a hot topic and it's a magnificent game that had to be spoken upon. We're going to be talking about a little defenders, and we got some other topics that we want to talk about. I want to kind of leave y'all on the hook because when y'all hear about these here, y'all gonna be like, okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying, hitting y'all from a different angle. But anyway, though, if y'all have any suggestions or topics that y'all would like to hear, hit us up on Twitter. What up with your YouTube and YouTube busted? Your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm up, and you're tuning in to the Vibration Podcast where we talk about Marvel, DC, comic books, anime, video games, and more. Welcome to my humble abode. Let's go. Let's go ahead and jump straight into these introductions because, you know what I'm saying, we were supposed to get on, but you know how we be late and stuff like that. We just running the behind scenes, but you know what I'm saying, we out here now. You know what I'm saying? First up, I'll let introduce our guest. He been on here before, real cool person. You know what I'm saying? We gave him we changed his name, but it's stuck. So I'll let intro out to my homie Leche.
That's me. Oh man, thanks for having me back on, guys. I'm missing people calling me Leche. I really am digging it, so I am glad to be back.
Cool. Appreciate you being on. And so hey, let them know where they can find you at.
Oh, you can find me at the podcast that I host, the UGO podcast on iTunes, or you can follow us on Twitter at UGO podcast or our Facebook page. Or if you're looking for me personally, you can find me at Nick Tice, that's Tyes, on either Facebook or Twitter.
Okay, that's what's up. Daryl. Okay, next up, we got Yo. Hey, one of these days I'm gonna be able to bust it. You heard me? But until then, go ahead and do your thing.
Yo, it's the Xbox Goes Kaleidoscope. Back on the Heroic Vibrations podcast, people. And we about to get live. Can't front.
Yeah. Hey, let them know they can find you at Kaleidoscope.
Yo, y'all can find me at DirectX-the on Twitter, on YouTube at Kaleidoscope, and on Xbox Live at just plain Kaleidoscope.
That's what's up. Next up, we got the Monster Hunter Juggernaut. Finna run through this thing.
The Monster Hunter Juggernaut, really? Yeah. What hunter rank is you, Savage?
Oh, shit.
Nah, it's all good. I ain't trying to brush your bubble. Go ahead.
I'm at 85.
Yeah, well, you hold up. We're gonna go on ahead and introduce yourself, Savage. But I'm gonna have to hit back to this one.
What's up, everybody? It's me. I'm back, chilling with everybody. You know, trying to have a good conversation, have fun tonight.
That's what's up. Now, Collider, what's your score is in Monster Hunter?
68.
Oh man, you talk. Oh, I'm talking. Yeah. Man, I had to stop and pause for a second because say Savage, you still got that juggernaut, man.
Oh no, I ain't no juggernaut yet.
Oh, you ain't there yet.
Nah, but he about to get there though, man. He putting in work.
Yeah, y'all know I don't play Monster Hunter, so I'm just.
If it was Destiny, you know that'd be different. But I ain't even playing that game no more.
Neither am I.
That's a sad waste of a good ass concept.
Huh? That game broke my heart.
Yeah, I never even started. Bungie can suck it. Make some more Halo games.
That's all Destiny is.
It really is.
Online MMO Destiny game. But anyway though, before we get to the topics, I want to know what y'all been up to. First of all, excuse me, I apologize. Kaleidoscope. Let us know what you've been up to. I know where we're going, and that's why I'm gonna put on the top list because I know you're finna hit.
What, today? Because all day today I was just playing Sea of Thieves.
Hey,
all right. All day yesterday, day. Also, I was playing Sea of Thieves. All right. So basically, since launch, I was playing Sea of Thieves. All right. And guess what? I game passed the bitch. All right. So, you know what I'm saying?
When he goes to sleep, he dreams of Sea of Thieves.
Took the 14 days free. and then I pay for the next month, man. So I'm good, yo. As a matter of fact, I decided to download Super Lucky's Tale. I decided to download a few games that was on Game Pass. And I was like, you know what? For $10 a month, this the real deal, yo. But
Hey,
on another subject though, that Sea of Thieves, that's legit, people. I mean, I went through. Yo, y'all seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? We made the Pirates of the Caribbean movies look like butt. They look like garbage compared to the shit I went through today. All right, so y'all ain't seen shit in Pirates of the Caribbean. Play Sea of Thieves, you're gonna see some real Pirates of the Caribbean. Word up.
so you pretty much you telling me you down there made your own movie series.
Dude, that shit was epic, man. Y'all seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? Y'all know how dope and intense them shits get? We made that shit look corny.
Damn, that's hard to do against Jack Sparrow.
I'm serious. We made that shit look corny, man. It's like, think about it. Pirates of the Caribbean. There was like this big ass raid and shit that we drove to this skull. We let the people freaking fight the raid. And when they got out, we sank their ship and took their gold.
Oh, damn. Y'all had pirates. Y'all did some real. That's what you call.
Yo, what's the game called? Sea of Thieves, bro. It's not. You know, you do your quest and you get home with the loot. No, it's not called that.
Hey, precisely. Hey. Hey, don't let the game fool you. You think you're supposed to ride around selling out free selling. Hey, and people tell me they want a PvE, but the game ain't called on selling the pirate seas and stuff. It's called Sea of Thieves. So that means the whole concept actually should be stealing somebody else's shit. Grand Theft Auto, eat your heart out. All right. Well, I know since Kaleidoscope, all the time you've been playing the Sea of Thieves, you know what I'm saying? Highly interesting that might be. I want to see what Letch been up to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear from him in a couple weeks.
No doubt.
We're gonna get back to Sea of Thieves.
I tried Sea of Thieves, but after that case of scurvy, I just had to put it down. It's real, like very in depth, and I don't know if I can go that way. But I've been playing Overwatch, been trying the new character Bridget. I really like the new characters they've been adding on that game. Let's see, I've been watching Jessica Jones. I'm trying to catch up on that, considering we're going to talk about Defenders later. We're not quite through it yet. Me and my roommate are trying to make it through. Although there's this one moment that drives me fucking crazy. Like if you ever get really hooked up on the logic in a TV show or a movie, there's this
Jessica
point
Jones?
where yeah. And
Yo, want to know what's my favorite line? She's like, I keep drawing the line and then I keep stepping over it.
Yeah, that does encapsulate her character. But there's this moment where she's in an aquarium and the aquarium busts open and all the fish and water like come out and it cuts to black so you don't quite see it, and she runs out of the aquarium and she's not wet at all. And I'm like, oh, okay, so she got out of there. But no, her phone is drenched and wet. It's like, oh, I can't use my phone. I'm like, bitch, your hair isn't even wet.
I thought about that too, bro. I thought about that too.
It was all I could think about that entire episode. I was like, is one of her powers being eternally dry? What the fuck?
That's great.
I'm sorry, but the bottom of her boots and her ankles, they were wet though. But it was like she was wet up to like her ankles. I mean, up to her knees.
Did she keep her phone in her ankles and in her sock?
No, I know. I definitely know.
Hey, no, that was.
I thought the same thing throughout this whole episode, yo. That episode fucked with me too.
Hey, no, that was them saying, "Hey, look, this is on Netflix," and that was just a reminder. That's all it was. It was just a blatant reminder. You're supposed to have some pieces like that. This is on Netflix. This is not at the movie theater.
Oh, okay. So we gotta remind we're on the Netflix budget.
It's not okay.
Right. Man, get that. It's no Netflix budget. But
what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Miley?
My lad.
Yeah, this is the first time ever using Hangouts.
Oh, okay, yeah. My bad. I know Hango's kind of primitive. They got a lot of people they using the other one off of I forgot the name of it. But Skype? The one that's not Skype, the one that everybody use when you talking when you usually playing on PC the way you use your messages talking back and
Oh, Discord.
Discord. Bam, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, because I know that probably be the next move.
No, this is more efficient though, because I mean this is simple, connected right away. And
Yeah.
stuff. Discord, you have to jump through hoops. You have to actually have people added and all this other stuff.
Well, I might not. I might stick to what I know. But anyway, though, say let you go ahead and finish saying what you been up to.
Oh, I was just pretty much bitching about Jessica Jones. That's what I've been up to. That's that was
Why are
pretty
you
much it.
bitching about Jessica Jones? Dude?
Yeah, we'll get into it in a minute.
Yeah. Well, say Miley, I know this is your first time on the show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, this is Miley. You know what I'm saying? She a real comic fan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might grow to love her. She's a person that talk to her 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh, you know your stuff, because you know a person that really know their stuff knows a person that really know their stuff. So by this being your first time on here, you know, so I want you to introduce yourself to everybody and let them know where they can find you at.
Okay, I'm Miley. You can find me mostly on Xbox Live, Twitter, and Facebook at Miley Ashland.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
And what were you up to? Right?
I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
All right now. That's what's up.
Multitasking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, that comes with being an achievement whore.
Hey, sometimes, I bet you master all the Telltale games then. What Telltale? What?
Been kind of postponing them. I only use them if I need a leaderboard boost.
So did a lot of other people.
She just made it sound like making a game out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go when you go buy but it not DLC, the in-game transactions. Like, man, look, I'm gonna go buy me a Telltale game. It's gonna give me a quick $1,000 boost. I mean, 1,000 score boost.
No, the fraud used to do that. I'm just saying.
I recently last month I completed 15 Xbox One games and 7 360 games.
Yeah.
Including and not limited to games such as Quantum Break, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Let me see. Metro: Last Light Redux. Get Out of Hell, Saints Row the Fourth.
I just got Out of Hell.
And a few other games. But I go for the full 1,000 on non-DLC games, and half the time if it doesn't have enjoyable DLC, I just do the 1,000. I mean, if it's like not like a campaign add-on and it's just like some stupid multiplayer map or something, then I'm not gonna invest my money for those achievements.
I mean,
like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I don't play COD except, I mean, if somebody has it that I'm game sharing with, then I'll jump on it because it's an easy 1,000. But I mean, those games are cakewalks on veteran. They require no skill. You know, if you want to play with skill, go to Battlefield.
Chuck.
Hey, you don't know why she was saying that, a big smile was gonna creep up on my face. Like, I know she gonna say it. Because I've been preaching that forever. COD, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to nobody age, but COD is for kids. I mean, I look at COD.
It's literally a first shoot, first kill thing. It's like whoever comes around that corner first gets the kill.
Shoots, right? Yeah, it's a what we call a twitch finger shooter.
Yeah,
so exactly. Because a person with the fastest finger just don't take no type of thought of trying to craft your way through it. Just all about who can squeeze the trigger the fastest. So yeah, that's
telling my secrets.
that's why I don't mess with COD. But that's what's up.
But see, my multiplayer playgrounds are Gears and Battlefield. I kind of fell off the Halo map after the campaign in Halo 5 because I used to speedrun the crap out of Halo 4. I'm number 3 in the world for time on Legendary at 1 hour and 39 minutes, 14 seconds. There's only 2 people above me, Pro Ace Joker and Naked Eli.
Damn, you got some serious skills, Miley. Shit.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's what's up.
Man, that's some shit you take a screenshot. That'd be my screenshot.
Y'all should have seen her steering a boat in Sea of Thieves, though, man. We made her captain.
Oh, that's the new captain.
Yeah, yo, if I'm on Sea of Thieves and Miley's on this shit, I'll be a fucking sailor.
Yeah, just let me on top of the boat. Nah,
yeah, you want the crow's nest. That's yours.
Yeah. But I'm up there.
Yeah, you'll be the lookout.
Right, I'll be all the way up there. Yeah. So Savage, what you been up to?
Watching animes.
Yeah.
And catching up on DC shows on the CW.
What animes you been checking out?
Berserk, Drifters, Dragon Ball Super. And
have you seen a new episode of Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah, I'm all on top of that. And the saga of Tanya the Evil.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, what about you, Collider? No, I already asked you. Yeah, I already asked you because you said
I Jessica Jones. I saw Jessica Jones like in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like I stayed up all the way till like 6 in the morning watching like 10 episodes straight. Then once I got up, I watched the other 3. So I finished it all. And then after that, playing games. See, I did see the new Tomb Raider. I did see the new Tomb Raider movie.
What's your rate? Yeah.
Actually, I loved it, man. It was more grounded, more gritty. There's a lot of throwbacks to like the definitive edition, the one that was like the reimagining.
Well, that's actually what it's based off of. Like 90% of that game's plot's in the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you see in the movie that remind you of that. The character that plays her, at first I wasn't sure from the trailers, but when you see in the movie, you're like, yeah, she could do that. I mean, she was cut. I mean, the stuff that she was doing, you're like, wow, this looks actually credible. All right, and I actually enjoyed the story. I'm really looking forward to the sequel. I can't find it. The movie I really enjoyed a lot. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much. And I came away from it loving the movie.
A lot of people were talking about that's the best video game movie ever, but I honestly have to say I did enjoy the Assassin's Creed movie.
I did as well, man. Everything in Spain, oh my gosh, that shit was so on point, man. I mean, just the way he learned everything, it was really good.
Well, I don't know. I think nothing's got it on Super Mario Brothers.
That was a garbage fest. Did you even see Yoshi in that movie, man? That was a disgrace.
No, my favorite part was the bomb. The bomb was my favorite part, yo. I couldn't stop laughing when I saw that. I was like, what? Are you serious?
You gotta trust the fungus, guys.
All right, so what's this about Jessica Jones that I came in on?
I was just bitching about how her super never get wet power in the aquarium scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember the phone was wet?
Well, oh my god, my phone is. I'm gonna give you my review of the show though. I found it, although none of the characters are out of the comics except for Jessica, Foggy, and a lot of people don't think that Trish is in the comics, but she is because she's Patsy in the comics. And at the end of the show, it gave us a teaser that she will become Hellcat, which is great.
Yes.
And I found that show relates highly to women with problems. It relates to like modern mother-daughter issues, as where most of the other shows are daddy issues, like with Iron Man and stuff going on. So it's nice to actually have a more grounded female show. And it was dark, gritty. It was very emotional. The entire time Jessica's like stressed to the max. But she's still able to keep control. I mean, there's several points where it looked like she was going to lose it, but she managed to hold on to it. And it was so real. It was much more lifelike. It was like the Black Panther experience. The show was more grounded than any of the other movies. I mean, and that's what really made that movie successful, is the fact that it's overly grounded and relatable, just like the comics.
Hey, know what you just did? You almost pretty much changed my opinion on Jessica Jones, because I'm looking now. You have me looking in from the angle like how a person that was in the army or the military and how they view the Punisher. So the feeling they have for that, Jessica Jones will be a person that came from a shitty background, a broken life, and feel almost hopeless, like everything is supposed to, like she's supposed to have a dark cloud around her head. So it's giving her the perspective of that type of female that have to go through these trials and tribulations. So a person that went through these things could actually relate to it from that angle. That's a whole different take of Jessica Jones that I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta really kind of try to figure out the character connections and stuff. And the whole fact that Trish killed Jessica's mom, Jessica was against what her mom was doing, but at the same time, while she was acting like she hated her, she really missed her, because she thought she was dead and stuff. And I do feel bad for her mom, but I'm just kind of curious as to where they're going to go, since her mom is now dead and her relationship with Trish is,
kind of shattered.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or fractured. Fractured is more the thing.
But yeah, speaking about Jessica Jones, I have a question for you for the panel. Like, what I'm saying, which of the defenders y'all think was the weakest, and why you think he was the weakest or she?
Are you qualifier? Is this the defenders, or which one's the weakest show or character, or are we including the comics in this?
Let's just stick with for now. Let's just stick with the shows of just let's say the shows and the weakest show, like the extra shows, and the weakest character. Like, who you think like will be the weakest, like Iron Fist, or would it be Daredevil? Would it be Jessica Jones as in individuals?
Then that's easy. Then it's Iron Fist. Iron Fist did get his ass kicked by almost everybody in Defenders. And yeah, and as far as show quality goes, like the reason they had him get his ass kicked is because they kind of had no one really likes Iron Fist that much, so we'll have the other likable characters beat the shit out of him and hopefully beat him into an interesting character. But
yeah,
no.
I do agree with that perspective, because the show, it did have a few good moments, but that show, compared to the other ones, like Luke Cage especially, that was relatable. Like, black people can really relate to that. A lot of people don't know this. My dad's black, and my dad grew up in that part of New York. And
are you saying you can't relate to a billionaire that learns martial arts and tells people how they should run their dojos?
Yeah, it's hard to relate to that type of character in earnest. I mean, mainly because most people don't have that kind of money, and the people that watch these shows, they want something relatable. They want something that's grounded, down to earth. Which is what Black Panther was all about. Even though it was a king, it still kept it real.
Yeah, I agree with you guys both. As far as the relatability, that's one of the reasons why Justice League failed so much, man. Those characters aren't relatable.
Man, DC Comics has never been relatable, though. I mean, they write. I'm a huge hater of Superman, not because of the character. Well, yeah, in all aspects, because I find him to be a douchey character. He's worse than Captain America, except Captain America has personality. I mean, Superman's like your uptight Boy Scout that's probably shits gold bricks because he's so goody two shoes. That's how Superman is. It's just ridiculous. And then DC has to keep changing his power set, to match Marvel, and it's just getting ridiculous. and stuff. And then they don't make any of the characters relatable. I mean, Batman's somewhat of a relatable character because he's so dark and glooming all the time. But the problem is they literally killed any interest I ever had of the character because of the stupid prep time that's new. Like, every argument you get in with a DC fanboy, it's like, Batman can kill God with prep time. And I'm like, I'm sure he can.
Hey, but you got to think about with DC, it's not about their heroes, it's about their villains. That's who you're more relatable to. So they have like that. They always had the opposite effect. With Marvel, it was always their heroes. With DC, it was all about their villains. Like
that is very true. I mean, the Joker has probably more personality than any of the heroes in DC. I mean, yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, but to get it back to the topic at hand, the Defenders, I mean, Iron Fist only got one good shot in the whole Defenders show, which was up against Luke Cage. And even then it was like, oh, well, that kind of hurt. Can you do that again? Well, I need to recharge it. Yeah, okay. Well, then I'm going to beat the shit out of you. like Iron Fist like, meep. And yeah, I mean, Jessica's got the super crazy powers. Daredevil is like the best fighter, and can take unbelievable amounts of punishment. I just think there's an argument to be made. I think it's just clear that Iron Fist is the weakest link of that group.
So you think Iron Fist couldn't beat up Jessica Jones?
No, like he all it takes is one good shot in for her, and he's down. He's out.
That is very true. I mean, he is good with martial arts, but if she can grab him, she can do whatever she wants.
Wait a minute. How drunk is Jessica during the fight? Qualifier. How drunk is she?
I mean, how drunk can she get? Because I ain't never seen no limitations with her.
I know,
she's
right?
Probably like
Wolverine,
right? Where she's got like she's got like the drinking factor.
How many times have you seen her really drunk?
Yep. Isn't she like drunk almost? She's like a little buzzed throughout the entire show.
I mean, yeah. But how many times have you seen her drunk?
That's the point.
We don't see her drunk.
Yeah,
we saw her black out like once, right?
And that was from exhaustion. I don't think they had really nothing to do with the alcohol.
Yeah, I think that was from exhaustion. I'd have to say that was from exhaustion. Yeah. But do you want to know why Marvel has the success that it has in the cinematic universe?
Why?
Because years ago, back before Iron Man came out, Kevin Feige had a plan. He had a plan that extended out for 10 years, even though some of the movies have been changed and moved to different times of release. He had a plan laid out, him and the other heads of the Marvel Studios group. They had set into motion a plan that they would follow for the next decade, leading up to Infinity War. And
so
they executed
that was the deal that they
perfectly.
did with Paramount, right?
Well, no, they started with Paramount because they needed money and stuff, and they had to get Iron Man. They had to kick Iron Man off to get the money to, the studio to succeed on its own. Eventually, it was going to become its own thing, but Disney bought Marvel. Disney actually bought Marvel the year before the Avengers came out, the first Avengers.
Yeah, they did.
But the thing is, the actual reason that they bought Marvel, because they weren't sure about the success of it, they bought Marvel because Marvel saved Star Wars with their comics before Disney released The Force Awakens.
Oh, I thought they bought them so they could sell Spider-Man plushies, but
but anyway, so going back to that, they set in that plan, and then DC gets this random idea. That they're going to try and do what Marvel's doing, but they're not going to do it in any order. They don't have a plan in motion. They're just going to start putting out movies. Let's get Batman, let's get Man of Steel. And see, Man of Steel came out long before DC decided they were going to do Marvel and do a shared universe. So in that aspect, they just threw Man of Steel into the fold, and they're like, okay, we're going to use this version of Superman because that was a semi-successful movie. And we'll just use him, and let's throw in this other thing, and let's make a movie called Batman versus Superman that is literally more about what's his name? The villain
Lex Luthor?
dude. Yeah, more about Lex Luthor's obsession to kill Superman than it was about Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
And then they changed the comic book characters' names, which is what pissed a lot of DC people off. It didn't really bother me either way because the movie was terrible. It pissed a lot of fans off because they changed Superman and Batman's mother's names to both be Martha. And now there's like a big trending meme on the internet about that.
I thought weren't their names Martha to begin with?
Batman's mother's name was Martha, but Superman's mother's name was not Martha.
What was it?
I don't remember, but it wasn't Martha.
Hey, that might be part of the Mandela effect. But but anyway, say Colada, who you think then?
Well, out the Defenders.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite one though was actually Jessica Jones out the Defenders team. I mean, I thought she shined in that show. The way she was cracking jokes on everybody and messing with Daredevil. Iron Fist was actually kind of like I actually enjoyed Iron Fist and Defenders. I would say Luke Cage was the weakest link for me.
Oh,
at least in the Defenders. Now, as far as like the Netflix shows, yeah, the weakest link was kind of like Iron Fist to a certain degree, but I really enjoyed it a lot. You know what I'm saying? I really got off on this girl, the Chinese chick that was with him.
Oh man, the cage fighter.
Yeah.
Man, she made the movie to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she made the show for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to see like the relationship flourish between her and him. And he got beat up a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? I understand that the choreography could have been a lot tighter. All right, but from what I understood, that all the choreography they did, he learned it like a couple of hours before they went to film. All right, it wasn't like Daredevil. They would prep for a week on Daredevil. All right, so basically they rushed his thing to production. Supposedly, they're gonna make it up
Scott Buck as Scott Buck as a showrunner is not a great move too. He was the guy that ruined Dexter, and was also the showrunner on Inhumans. So that guy is just
exactly. It's like you mess up Iron Fist, and then they go and they hire him to do Inhumans. I was like, why? What were they thinking?
Hey, Inhumans wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but the problem is
it wasn't that good either.
The problem is, exactly. It wasn't that good either. It's watchable. It's not like it's unwatchable, but it's not Marvel quality. I mean, even the worst seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still better than that.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. It's still watchable, but it's not that bad. But
okay.
Anyway,
I'll probably eventually check it out.
I guess it's watchable in the fact that I watched it, but
if you knew what you was gonna watch, what you watching now?
No, never.
I won't watch it again.
Yeah.
If we ever get the technology to erase memories, that's the first one on the chopping block.
So, is anybody else excited for Cloak and Dagger?
I am kind of.
Yeah.
I really like Cloak and Dagger.
Hell yeah.
The way they doing it. I don't like the direction they look like they taking it.
That is, believe it or not, that is actually the direction it is in the comics, because those two are in a relationship, and without each other, their powers don't work.
I mean, no. Okay, no. Let me rephrase that. Then I don't like the way they taking it, as in to me it's feel like a Twilight, like they take a Twilight TV show about Jackson. I just can't.
But that's the way it was. The original comic books.
Well, the original comic books were kind of like a drug PSA. So, like that being on ABC and that kind of feel, that does make sense to me.
Yeah, but that just something.
I remember their relationship, Tandy and Tyrone. That relationship was like that in the comic book, bro. It had that Twilight feel all over it, well before there was ever a Twilight.
I mean,
yeah. It's more like the cheesy stuff. Like, and everybody knows that the best vampire series is Underworld.
That's what's up. I mean, that's what's up. That's my shit right there.
Yeah, by a long shot. But I rather watch the.
I would say Blade. The problem with Blade is it's not being continued right now. Marvel's kind of binging Blade, which is pissing me off. Because the first two movies were great. Trinity was okay. It wasn't as good as the first two. But they're benching the characters, so the fact that Underworld is still, they've got another Underworld coming out. That's why I say it's the best.
Yeah.
You go. Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta get back close to the topic about the because we ain't never get Savage opinion on that shit, and I know he been itching to talk about it.
As far as the Defenders. If we talking about the comic books, Jessica Jones and weakest link. But as far as the show, is Iron Fist.
All right.
So all y'all going with Iron Fist? I'm the only person that's
I
not
said
going with
Luke
Iron
Cage
Fist.
was the weakest link for me on the show, but that was me.
Yeah.
Because I really liked Iron Fist and the Defenders.
Yeah. I mean, with Luke Cage, the fight scenes was garbage. So I couldn't rock with him either. Like
I'm saying like,
and if they had
the fight scene, I'm gonna tell you the truth. My personal opinion, the only one that was actually good was the Punisher. All the rest of them trash.
I don't know. Season 2.
Did you watch Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah, he watched all of them. But that's his opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Yeah, I mean that is your opinion. I respect that that's your opinion. I mean, I was just curious if you watched Daredevil.
I watched them all.
Fuck that hallway fight scene. He should have just used a shotgun to blow all those guys away.
You talk about in a prison? How's he gonna get a shotgun in a prison?
No, I was talking about the hallway scenes in Daredevil. Like Daredevil.
Yeah, he just walked through there like yeah. He
see for me the Netflix shows like Daredevil season 2.
Everybody but Jessica Jones had a nice hallway fight in their solo series. Like Luke Cage had a nice hallway fight where he grabs the door and he just charges in there.
It makes me think the Defenders' weaknesses are actually open spaces. Like if villains want to defeat them, they have to fight them in like a park or something.
Danny Rand weakness women.
Their weakness is women.
His weakness is Colleen Wing.
Yeah,
man, that could be
Luke Cage weakness women.
Yep,
that's how you got shot in the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we damn.
That's cold.
Hey, but if you think about it, that's so true. Even Daredevil with Electro.
Oh yeah, that's his weakness. Yeah.
And we do. Shit, we should form a villain table around here. We not
the Punisher hooked on the girl that worked for Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They all fucked up.
Let's just get it out there. Daredevil is a stone cold slut. He is in the comics in the show. That guy is nasty.
I know, right? I mean, he even tapped Black Widow.
Man, no, he's something serious.
Sex in a boxing ring. That's just unsanitary.
Dude, that's not. He's not as bad as Star Fox though. Star Fox is still the worst pervert in the Marvel universe.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Y'all forgot about Howard the Duck.
Oh,
please.
I watched that recently though, because I forgot that movie even existed, and I watched it recently, and I'm like, am I watching duck porn or a Marvel movie?
Never say nothing more perverted than Howard.
No doubt.
Yeah, he all the way active, him. But yeah, so hey, Molly had kind of brought this up a little while ago, but like I want to know what's y'all favorite like Marvel or DC trilogy, like you know what I'm saying, like how they got Captain America, like you know all three of his, Iron Man, all three of his, Batman's. You could choose the three section, you know, whoever, you know, say out of Marvel, DC, like who is y'all favorite trilogy? Had a trilogy.
Man, the best one is the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight trilogy.
Yes.
I can agree with the first Batman movie, but I can't agree with the second two. And the simple fact that the combat in the second one was in the Dark Knight was lame. The only thing that really sold that movie was Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
And in the third movie, me and my sister smoked a couple of blunts before we watched it. And right near the end of the movie, we saw Batman for the first time after sitting through 2 hours of drama. And we're like, wait, we're watching a Batman movie? That's how bad that was.
How dare you? I was
Yo, I never thought about it that way. Oh shit! Wow.
Hey, really, truly, that's how DC need to do all their movies. Make them villain. Yeah, think about it.
No, bro. That Bane sucked.
Oh no,
completely sucked. Like,
oh no. I was thinking about the not the Dark Knight Rises, the Dark Knight with the Joker.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the series. I was talking about the Dark Knight, the movie.
Yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah, that's the best one. No. But see, that's the
but
thing.
he's talking about the trilogy. Like a superhero
they
trilogy.
gotta have all three of them. All three
just
of them.
Because that movie was in the trilogy, that's what made it.
That one movie made all three.
Just the one.
Oh man,
the one the Joker was in.
That was
the answer is
Knight.
clear, guys. I got the answer for you right here. It's the Captain America movies. Captain America's 1, 2, and 3, and
I agree with that. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Dude, I have to say because of one movie, because of Thor Ragnarok with Hulk, I have to say the Thor trilogy because of Hulk.
Thor 2 is so boring. Thor 2 is boring as shit.
Yeah, they are. The first one was pretty good because it's like an origin, you know. It shows how
I like the first one a lot.
You know. But Thor Ragnarok was like the best one I've seen in a while because the Hulk was just like perfect in that movie. It captured him perfectly. And I'm a huge Hulk fanatic. I love the She-Hulks. I love Red She-Hulk, Hulk's the car. You know, all the.
All right. So you like Savage. You like one movie in the trilogy. That made a whole trilogy for you.
And ain't nobody said nothing about Blade. I'm just saying.
Well, he's not part of the MCU, but if you're talking about outside of the MCU, I'd say Blade. I would actually say Blade if you're talking outside the MCU.
No, okay. I say okay out of Marvel and DC.
Anyone. All right, so then it's Blade for you.
So what about you, Kalada? What's your favorite?
No, I agree. I agree with Leche. Captain America, dude. It's like, you know, it just kept escalating from movie to movie. You know, by the time we get to Winter Soldier, that just caught me out of. I mean, the first movie, they capture your heart with little young skinny Steve Rogers. Know what I'm saying? The little one, the one that doesn't back down. And then in the second movie, you know, his homeboy that supposedly died in the first movie comes back, and that's his villain. That's his enemy. Know what I'm saying? And Winter Soldier, you're like, oh shit, he's not gonna kill his best homeboy, man. He grew up with him. They like brothers. And then they go into Civil War, and Civil War just like took everything to the next level. And not only that, but we had the introduction of Black Panther and Spider-Man.
If you're talking about the three best movie, the trilogy with the best three movies is definitely Captain America. Because the way they executed his storyline was perfect. I mean, Iron Man's was really good too, but Captain America had more characters, you know, and stuff. So it had a lot more going on in it.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with y'all.
And then he has supporting characters. If you think about it, Black Widow showed up in the 2, in Winter Soldier, and in Civil War. You know what I'm saying? So not only does his character get fleshed out, but so does Black Widow's character.
I guess it could be considered cheating since Captain America Civil War is basically Avengers 2.5, but I think it still counts. It still has Captain America in front of the name. Counts.
They was making up for Age of Ultron. That's what it was.
Yeah, man. Age of Ultron really was gonna kill their whole trilogy for the Avengers. So when this new one come out and we see Thanos punch Iron Man down, and that maybe become everybody's favorite trilogy, y'all gotta remember Age of Ultron. But and then you got you still got people like Wolverine, you know what I'm saying? You got Wolverine, you could still that still could be the trilogy. You know, he got his origins, then you had the dog shit when he was in Japan. Then you had the magnificent one.
Logan's the only good one. Like out of all the fucking X-Men movies, we only have like 3 good ones.
Dude, I have to say, Apocalypse, outside of Apocalypse not looking anything like he did in the comics, that movie was probably the best one with, like, you know, like the emotion.
Oh, it's X-Men Apocalypse? Yeah. Man, they had no fighting in that movie.
No. Bryan Singer.
She said the emotion.
Oh, that is emotion. Swinging.
But Days of Future Past is my all-time favorite X-Men movie.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Days of Future Past was the best X-Men movie. It was.
What you about to say, Legend?
I like First Class better than that.
First Class had that 007 vibe. That was dope.
Yeah, I did like that. I
like X-Men 1 and 2, the first 2. I know they wasn't correct, but I still liked the movies.
You like the fishy boy?
Yeah, it was okay, you know, so it was kind of corny, but it was okay. But hey, let's go ahead and flip the script though. Let's go ahead and flip the script completely opposite way. Who had the worst trilogy out of Marvel and DC?
Out of Marvel and DC?
The worst trilogy, the one that you just hands down the worst.
The original Schumacher Batman films. No, wait, that only had 2 movies. Batman. The Tim Burton ones were only 2.
Well, DC ain't really got a lot of trilogies if you think about it.
Yeah, they really don't. They don't. They only have the Batman trilogy. That's literally the only.
One of I
trilogy
could
that
say
they have.
the worst trilogy ever would be the original Superman.
Oh man, that's the one. Hey, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah, because the only good one is really the first one. The second one was kind of cheesy, and the third one with Richard Pryor, man.
Oh man.
And then they did a fourth one after the fact, but still, it was all downhill after the second one.
Quest for Yuck. Yeah, I like the second Superman, the Donner Superman film, though.
Yeah, but that's the argument that I had with people that was talking about Man of Steel. They was like, he killed Zod. And I was like, he didn't kill Zod in Superman 2. He dropped him down the bottomless pit, and he had no powers. You telling me he lived?
If we count Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League as all Superman movies, and that's a trilogy, that's the worst trilogy. Like, that's
actually,
hands
yes.
down.
Yeah, we do count that as a trilogy.
A good combination.
The Zack Snyder trilogy.
I got to agree with that.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good way to. Then he put it together perfectly. Good combination.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was kind of like a trilogy. Yep.
Well, it has all of Superman's basically arc in that movie, where he goes down, comes back, and like that's his whole arc. It's like the shitty version of Captain America.
Yeah. And it kept getting worse and worse. It didn't get better. It kept getting worse and worse.
And here's the worst part about it. People are always talking about like bring Zack Snyder back in. Zack Snyder's the reason those movies were failing because he was setting the wrong tones for all of them. Stuff like, I mean, all the ones that he did were the ones that are the worst ones. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman was a great movie because it was a great movie.
Zack Snyder is a great cinematographer. He can make things look really great in the frame. He is a shitty storyteller. He cannot tell a story.
He should co-direct with somebody that knows how to direct a movie with emotion and have Zack Snyder do the action.
Yeah, well,
let's get Mel Gibson to be the director.
Hell no, man. What do you want to do, Passion of the
I want to see a Mel Gibson Batman movie.
No, I want to see something like Apocalypto.
It'll end with him being crucified. That's all the Batman movie would end.
Does anyone else want to see Mel Gibson play Batman?
No, he too old.
Smile and blow me.
Yeah, it's like 15 years too late.
Yeah. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, they talking about him playing the Joker. Yeah, no. It just, to me, I just can't see it.
I got a question. I got something that we need to discuss if y'all don't mind. Impressions on the Infinity War trailer.
Oh yeah.
That shit is lit.
Man, that's gonna be like one of the most top rated movies of all time. Black Panther set the standards, and now everything from Marvel got to at least meet that standard now, because that's the new standard with Black Panther laid down. And when I seen that Infinity War trailer, and then the pre-order sales that outdid Black Panther, you know what I'm saying?
In 6 hours.
And Black Panther just broke records, and like you said, Kaladi, in 6 hours it broke that record. Man, this movie gonna be a super juggernaut.
Dude, this movie's going to be the biggest. The Infinity War is going to be the biggest thing in box office history because it's the culmination of 10 years of films. There hasn't been a series longer than that.
Good or bad, it'll be the thing we're talking about for the next couple years in cinema, and whether or not how it worked or didn't work. It's going to set a bunch of new trends that we're all going to be chasing to find in Hollywood. So it's, no matter what, it's already the biggest thing. Everyone's just waiting for it to come out at this point.
And you could tell by the trailer that people can no longer complain about the Marvel villain problem, because through both trailers, he's knocked out every Avenger. He's knocked out Hulk. He's knocked out Iron Man. He's chokeslammed Spider-Man. He's freaking crushing Thor's head. I mean, it shows the brutality of him.
Yeah, basically. And it seems like it's told from his perspective, because we see that flashback with him and young Gamora. know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Her grabbing him by the hand. I was like, wow. So this is gonna be like an origin story for Thanos and Gamora and Nebula. Know what I'm saying? They ain't shown Nebula in the trailers yet, but Nebula, the actress that plays Nebula, she says she was surprised by how big a role she had in this movie. She had no idea Nebula's arc.
Have y'all read Infinity Gauntlet?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So you know her role. Thanos literally makes her look like a freaking zombie, and then she ends up with the gauntlet at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to do that in the movie, but I mean, it sounds like if her role is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like a really hard thing to capture, to keep it PG-13 to do that though, because in the comic her flesh was literally peeling off, so that would make it R-rated.
Yeah,
but they probably, I don't know, they might tone it back. They could just tone it back a little bit. So
it is an adaptation to the MCU, like the way Civil War was, because Civil War wasn't beat for beat like Civil War.
Right.
Yeah, Civil War was the entire Marvel universe, pretty much.
Right. Well, hey, look, I know Legend, you're gonna have to get ready to leave in a few minutes. So before you do, I want to ask you this question. Spider-Man Homecoming 2, who you think the villain gonna be? Who do you think they're gonna choose for the villain, and what actor you think should be the villain?
Ooh, who do I think they're gonna choose, or who do I want them to pick? That's a good question.
Matter of fact,
well, you can answer both.
Both of them. Thank you, Kalada. Yeah.
Okay. Who I think they're gonna pick is, I think they're gonna do a version of like the Sinister Six with like the Vulture and Scorpion kind of teaming up in that prison. And kind of busting out with the Thinker and having like a big cabal, because that seems to be the trend that everyone has been setting, is like, we need a bunch of villains, because that worked for Spider-Man 3. I hope they don't do that. I really want them to take another crack at Doc Ock. I want to. I know they're really.
Do you guys want to, after you finish, do you want to know who it's actually going to be?
Oh, did they already announce it?
No, but Marvel insiders know. And by insiders, I mean people that have rare access to stuff because they've, spent more money.
I would love
than they
to
need
know.
It's going to be Arnim Zola.
Before you spoil it, don't crush everybody's dreams. Let dream crush.
Yeah, you tell us at the end.
Yeah,
let us speculate. And let's see how if any of us actually says it right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
Okay, so so you were saying Scorpion and the Thinker, and
that's what I thought they were gonna do, because that's who they've already set up. Like, we've already set up Shocker and Thinker and Scorpion are all in Homecoming 1. So I thought, like, okay, they're setting those up so those guys break out of prison and he has to fight them all or get them all back in Homecoming 2 at some point. But I really wanted them to take a crack at Doc Ock again, and I'm not sure who you'd get to play Doc Ock. I mean, I like Doc Ock in the comics, where he's just an unbelievable prick. Like, he's such a egotistical son of a bitch, not warm, home-loving Alfred Molina. So maybe, I don't know. They've already got the big dicks working for them already. Robert Downey Jr., Benedict Cumberbatch, the people that play assholes all the time. I don't know, maybe John Hamm. John Hamm hasn't played a supervillain yet, right?
No.
Yeah, maybe John Hamm as Doc Ock. That could work. He's kind of egotistical, got like a little sneer on his face, like, I'm better than you.
Okay.
Yeah, it could work. That could work. But I don't think they need to touch Doc Ock right now.
No, they seem very averse to reuse villains, which is disappointing for me, because I want to see Doc Ock again.
Yeah, and we probably get somebody in the near future. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep hope alive.
I think I have an idea who it might be.
Well, let's hit a Collider. What's good?
Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, Kraven.
All right. They wanted to use him for Black Panther. All right, because Ryan Coogler at first wanted to add Kraven the Hunter to the script, and they was like, no. Sony's using him.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard an announcement of a Kraven the Hunter movie yet.
He's going to be in Venom. He's actually going to be in Venom.
Oh, that would be dope. But I would love it if, like, for the Amazing Spider-Man movie, I mean, the next Spider-Man movie, Homecoming 2, is actually Kraven the Hunter that hunted down Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? For sport. I think that would be something that would catch people out of left field. I have definitely a menacing villain because you could definitely make him extremely menacing, especially that arc that they had in the comic books where he killed Spider-Man and buried him and shit. Man, that could be some crazy shit, yo.
Yeah, that would be awesome because then they can make it more like I think one of, like a movie where everything keep moving along, you got to keep going because he's steady hunting behind you. So like the intensity builds up and just keep building like that. Yeah,
Ooh, it's like all in one night. We set the story in flashback. You know what? Fuck my answer. Kaleidoscope has it. Yeah. I'm on team.
I'm surprised neither of y'all said the Taskmaster. I'm surprised none of y'all recommended him.
Oh, Taskmaster is fun,
Savage
but I think they
hasn't
should use him
yet,
for
though.
Daredevil. They should
We don't
use
know
him
what
for the
Savage is
TV
gonna
show
say.
since his power set is not special effect heavy. So he would be more useful on one of the Netflix shows or maybe on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what about you, Savage?
Who I think or who I want to see?
A little bit of both.
Both.
To tell you the truth, I don't really know like far as who I think it would be because Spider-Man had a lot of enemies, but who I want to see is Peter Parker.
Huh?
Peter Parker?
Yep.
It's Spider-Man.
The clone.
Oh, okay.
Clone Saga. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, dude. I was like,
You talking Ben Reilly then? You want us to see some Scarlet Spider action?
Yep.
Damn. All right.
That
could work.
I want them to take me for a loop. I don't want to see the same thing repeated, fighting random bad guys. I want to see something like when Peter would get in some real trouble and it's not even him.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It would be great if they got another Peter, but it was Andrew Garfield came in like, "You took my job, motherfucker."
Dude sounds just like T Reefer there.
Yes,
all right, I do have to get going, guys, but I want to hear from Miley what the insiders say is going to be the new villain.
The insiders say, and they're setting it up on ABC. Although that's the channel they're trying to get the show on. They're setting up damage control, and you know what comes with damage control, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Wrecking Crew.
The Wrecking Crew.
Wow.
That's what they're gonna do for Spider-Man 2?
That's what the insiders are saying. It's between that. There's leaked sources for that, or that they might be like have a minor part in it, and it might actually be Arnim Zoloft, because Arnim Zoloft is going to be in his TV where he's the body with the giant face that's a TV. They're actually bringing that version of him into the MCU, and that's predicted to be in the sequel for Spider-Man as well. So you might have the Wrecking Crew as a minor role in that. You know, like Spider-Man starts off dealing with them, and then he finds out that Arnim Zoloft has actually sent them to terrorize the city or something.
Okay.
Oh, God, that makes me so disappointed and mad. I'm gonna leave. I'm actually gonna leave right now just because of that.
Hey, I would have told Mysterio over them though. All right, let you, man.
All right,
cool. You have a good man. We're gonna get you back in here.
All right, see you later, man.
All right,
guys. Bye.
Hey, later. Yeah, I would have really thought it would been Mysterio or something like that, or Scorpion. Yeah, that'd have been my first two picks.
A lot of people want it to be Mysterio. Mysterio is like a huge pulled character for it, but they're apparently wanting to introduce damage control, the damage control series, and they have to introduce Wrecking Crew to start to have that series, because that's why Tony created damage control, was because of the Wrecking Crew. Because every time they wreck a place, they rob a place, they tear everything up.
True that.
But I mean, I think it would be an interesting plot, you know, because I could see because that could set Arnim Zoloft would actually set up for a Sinister Six in the third movie.
Yeah, I can see definitely something like that.
Yeah,
I would still love Kraven the Hunter though.
Yeah, I would love to see that too. Either that, Taskmaster, or somebody like Mysterio.
Mysterio, man. A lot of people would lose their shit if they
Man,
saw
hey, just imagine if it was
Mysterio.
Mysterio and Kraven the Hunter. So the whole time Kraven the Hunter chasing
No,
behind Spider-Man.
they can't do Mysterio and Kraven the Hunter in one movie.
Yeah, they're gonna do another Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you gotta think Sony still owns the rights to a lot of these characters that they don't have shared deals with Marvel for. That's why they used the Vulture in the first one, because the Vulture isn't actually a Spider-Man villain. It's an Iron Man villain.
Oh shit.
I thought the Vulture was always Spider-Man villain.
No, he was later reintroduced. He was like reintroduced as a Spider-Man villain. Back when they got heavy with the animal things, like after Rhino was successful, the Rhino comics were successful, and the lizard dude, God, my brain doesn't want to work. After the lizard,
yeah, the
Rhino,
yeah,
they shifted Vulture over to Spider-Man's list of villains. And that's where you get the human version that's got like basically like a bird.
Okay,
that makes sense. And that's why they kind of like reference which on Tony Stark, where you know what I'm saying, why he was pissed at Tony, and he was saying about Tony just as bad as him.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, like you think that he bad because he's stealing and selling up stuff, he's weapons. He said Tony Stark did the same thing with sold weapons.
Yeah, there's actually an Easter egg to one of the comics for Iron Man against Vulture in that movie. And but they used Spider-Man in the place of it, because what happened was Vulture and Tony were fighting in the comic, and Vulture's the one that plummeted toward the ocean, but instead it was over a lake, and it was the Iron Man suit that picked Spider-Man up from falling into the water.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I didn't even know that. Well, speaking about the bad things and bad guys, what was y'all worst custom console y'all seen this generation?
Anything out of Sony?
Worst?
Yeah, the worst, like the ugliest thing, the ugliest crap you ever seen. Like, why did they do this to this machine? It could be from the Nintendo, Xbox, or the PlayStation.
I'd honestly have to say that the worst looking console would actually, and I hate to admit it, but I'd have to say the Battlefield 1 Edition Xbox One S.
Ultimate, that green one.
Yeah, that thing just looked stupid.
Yeah, it was just this military green color. That's it.
Yeah,
there was no design on it, nothing.
I mean, look at what the Coalition did with the Gears Ultimate Edition 1S. That was a beautiful console. That was a sexy console. I'm still dying to get one, and I'd do anything for one. But yeah, I do mean anything. But anyway, moving on. That bland green one is boring, just like the Forza one. I mean, I get the Forza blue to go with the new Ford car, you know, that came out, but still, that's just simplistic. You know, anybody can do that. Just put some cotton in the little holes and just spray your Xbox blue or green.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but at the same time, it made a sound when you push the button when it was playing on Forza, like a car cranking up sound. I know it had like a funny sound instead of the normal sound that they have when you turn your Xbox on.
Yeah,
it had little stuff like that. So what about you, Kaleidoscope? What was the worst console you ever seen?
The PlayStation 4 Pro.
Okay,
it looked like a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
it looked like a Big Mac, and it was basically a half step. The custom console.
You about to go in on that PlayStation 4
Pro? I'm just saying, man. I never liked the way it looked, man. I was like, yo, this should just look nasty. But custom console, dang, man. I think that would be the ugliest one. The one Miley suggested, man, the Battlefield one, that was nasty because I liked the Minecraft one. The Minecraft one, like with the design that it had, that was actually a dope ass console and whatnot with the controller and everything. And the Gears was actually dope as hell too. But actually, you want to know what other console I really liked? The Destiny one, the Destiny console. There was no design on it. It was just white.
Yeah,
it was just a plain white PlayStation console that I was like, why would they do this? They got this big marketing deal with Bungie, right, and Activision, And all they do is give them a white console. I mean, they should at least put the Destiny design on the front or something, but not even that. So scratch that. That I thought that was worse than the Battlefield console.
Man, hey, we're gonna come back around again because I know y'all gonna think deep, or y'all gonna think deeper. But anyway, but until then, go ahead, Sav, what the ugliest custom console you ever seen?
The one I got. What is called? The Tomb Raider edition.
Oh, that ain't custom.
It is. It's black.
That's a bundle.
It's just a bundle game. Yeah.
Yeah. On the Xbox One, I didn't like that's everybody used to tease that one. Like that's the ugliest console I'd ever seen.
I actually loved it though. Look at the Halo edition. Look at the Halo 5 edition. Look at the Gears Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all those custom the skins they came out with that model that were really nice. But I think the ugliest console itself is definitely the PS4 in general because it looks like a fucking tire block.
I mean, y'all skipping a whole bunch of them. Y'all got the Batman one. Y'all have the with the stick on there. You have the
Batman, the one with the sticker.
Yeah, you got Call of Duty, the one with the 3 strikes going across the middle.
Yeah, the Black Ops ones that sold more units than it should have because people are just so untalented.
Man, they had so many custom consoles. They had some of them that was limited edition ones too.
Like I really got a Tomb Raider console.
Savage still on that Tomb Raider.
No, I'm serious. I really got a Tomb Raider console. It's not the bundle. This shit just got the Tomb Raider sign on it and it's black.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I think
so they put a sticker on it.
I mean,
that's the Batman. They put a sticker on it. And
it
says Tomb Raider.
Hey, look. That's how they did my Scorpion, man. That put the sticker on that Scorpio. I was happy. Yeah, a little sticker. That's all it took, a little sticker.
Hey, that's what it took for the PlayStation 4 fans when they had that Batman sticker on it. Yeah, it's the best console ever. I was like, why? Because you got a Batman
Wars
sticker?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Dude, that Star Wars Edition 360 was dope, though.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that R2-D2 sounding thing and everything. It was like, that shit was dope.
Dude, I gotta say, Xbox still has always had the best custom consoles, especially the 360 era, man. The 360 era was ridiculous.
I still got my Halo 4 custom console, custom Elite.
Man, it's crazy how they'll do the little special edition. They make some fire custom consoles. Like, I seen the Sea of Thieves one, and I was like, if they mass produce this will sell off the shelves. Like, I remember seeing a Quantum Break when I think they did a giveaway. And I was like, man, why they ain't do all on consoles like that? When they had with the custom design on the fat back in the days. I mean, they had, but they was all limited editions. They was doing and giving away. To me, it didn't make no sense. Not one bit.
That's a trippy thing though. Microsoft will do a limited edition and it'll be like 150,000, maybe 250,000. Sony will throw out a limited edition console and it runs into like the millions and millions.
Yeah, 2 million.
All right, they are a limited edition Uncharted 4. We've only sold 5 million, but it was limited.
Right, and then they still got some on the shelves. They gonna still sell it. They don't play no games when it comes to the limited editions.
Hell no.
They take it to a whole new level.
Y'all limited one per household.
Yeah. And if you put a number on your room though, that's a household itself.
No, the limited edition stands for limited games, limited AAAs.
Wow.
5 AAAs per generation.
Wow.
Hey, but did y'all have the opportunity to see that God of War console?
Actually, she's not far off the mark though, man. It's like, how many brand new AAAs did they have this generation?
They haven't hardly had any. Dude. They've been hyping up indies like
I think they had more remasters this generation than any other generation.
And see, that's a lot. That's the thing about Xbox, though. A lot of people are dishing Xbox now because we've only got 3 games coming out this year that are AAA's. So far now, people seem to forget that E3 is in June, and we'll probably have about 3 or 4 more that'll actually come out this year. But the thing is, Xbox has been pumping out 8 big AAA's per year for the first 4 years that the Xbox One was out. You know, and they have one small year, and everybody's just wanting to jump ship.
Yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
Well, we all know Next Gen's jumping ship because he sucks at multiplayer, but that's beside the point.
Ain't my business. But hey,
let's just say Triple Cup takes no comment.
Yeah, right. That's exactly. But speaking about stuff like that, you got.
I still think they dropped him on his head when he was little, when he was a child. But I ain't gonna say no more, man. My bad, cut. Go ahead.
You good? Y'all gonna joke forever. But now speaking about a joke, this is something I heard for real. Something I've been on. It was like I had to, what I call it dumpster diving when you're going searching for information and you stumble across some things. Like, oh, check this out. Now, this blew my mind when I came across this here. I said, this got to be something I got to ask the panel about. And the people in the chat, I just want y'all to hear and leave y'all comments below or say something about this here, because where y'all mind stayed at about this topic here. Spike Lee is in talk right now for making a Spider-Man spinoff of Night Watcher. A lot of people haven't heard of Night Watcher. So let me just give a little small detail of it. He just like Spawn.
No, he's not.
Black dude come from the future. No, he come from the future, back to the past to end up getting killed, and he end up seeing himself as an old man dead. So that ain't him in a nutshell.
Yeah. But that's not Spawn though.
I mean, I'm talking about like the way he looked. I mean, okay, the way he looked.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I mean, that's the closest thing I could think of for a person.
Yeah.
My bad. I should have said the way he looked. Kind of like Spawn with a little, in a nutshell, that's his background. They have a lot more to him, but to me, he wasn't that of an interesting character. So I kind of think Kaleidoscope and on Savage, y'all probably know a little bit more about Night Watcher.
I think Miley might know some stuff about Night Watcher.
Yeah, Miley, you been on rep now. See if you know anything about this long shot.
Say what?
Night Watcher.
Isn't that from Image Comics?
Nah, is this character that was in Spider-Man comic books? I think he came out in Web of Spider-Man, not sure. And it was some superhero some guy that actually saw this superhero get killed. And when he unmasked him, he saw that it was himself, but an older version of himself. And he ended up becoming the same superhero. It was basically, I guess, he saw himself come from the future or something into the past. And then he takes up the mantle.
Man,
and Spike Lee's gonna be directing.
He came to the past from the future and saved himself from getting killed and ended up getting killed.
I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, I was thinking for some reason when you said Night Watch, I was thinking about something else. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though, but that was like a really interesting line because of that. But that also led into the idea for the whole Cable thing for Deadpool. That's where that idea originated.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So what do you think about Spike Lee and talks for the spinoff?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't really know though, to be honest, because I'm more interested in the continuity of the 616 cinematic universe. You know, I'm gonna see Venom, but I'm not gonna pay for it because it's a Sony product. But in general, I really am not digging the idea of these spin-offs of like Marvel series and characters that aren't in the MCU and the continuity.
Right. Kind of mess on dilute things when you look at it as an overall whole.
Yeah, because then you end up with people that are wondering about like okay, so is this related? Because you're gonna have your casuals, the ones that see the movies but they don't know who the characters are, like people in reaction trailers that they're like, who are this dude? And you're like, everybody knows him, but it's gonna lead to a lot of people wondering, is this in the MCU? Then you're gonna have Kevin Feige go on Twitter and be like, no, this is not part of the MCU, and these people still aren't gonna comprehend that.
Yeah,
you know,
that pretty much that is gonna dilute the whole superhero comic book genre of movies when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, and whatnot. I mean, I get that why Disney's going to go ahead and push out the New Mutants movie, which actually looks pretty interesting. In the Phoenix thing, Dark Phoenix movie. And that concept comes from the fact that they're already filmed, so they're going to go ahead and release those. But they're not going to have any continuity to anything, because as soon as those come out, they're rebooting the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the MCU.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So a lot of your casuals are going to be like, wait a minute, why is all this different now? They're not going to understand it because they don't read comics and they don't really follow stuff like we do.
Yeah, but I think they'll get the concept on that behalf when they say, oh, Sony used to make this here. Now Marvel make this here. That's why it's different people doing different things. Okay, that don't have nothing to do with that. They gonna catch on to that. I mean, it ain't gonna take a rocket scientist. So you know what I'm saying. By me being, I call myself a former casual, even to come into video games. So I still have a mind state of knowing what how deep a casual mind think. They're more smarter than what people give them credit for. They'll catch on to the things like that. So I don't think that's gonna be no big deal. I think it's gonna be a brush over going to win type thing. So I don't think it's gonna be a big idea. But anyway, though, I'll say Kaleidoscope. What Spike Lee, the dude that made White Man Can't Jump, Jungle Fever. He made an awesome thing. Yeah, do the right thing.
He ain't do White Man Can't Jump though.
He didn't.
Nah,
I thought Spike Lee did that.
No,
nah.
It's not a Spike Lee joint.
Exactly, it's not a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, but I do know that wasn't Wesley Snipes in that movie.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes was in there. Yeah, but I thought it was a Spike Lee movie. Well, my bad. But anyway, though, Spike Lee.
He came out in a Spike Lee movie called Mo Better Blues with Denzel Washington. Yeah, Spike Lee was I think he played the trumpet or something.
Yeah, and I think that was the only movie they did together too. But that person right there directing Night Watch's movie, like just the picture, his type of movies and what he do, and then just think about Night Watchers.
They would have to do a hell of a lot in order to convince me, yo. When I saw the news, I was like, why? And then I saw the character Night Watcher. I was like, why? Because he black? And they're gonna get Spike Lee because he black? I was like, what? Is they trying to dick ride Marvel or something? I mean, why? Did they get a good script? I mean, who's writing the script even? I was like, dude, it's like, I don't want it. Literally, I don't. All right. I'd rather see the other announcement that Warner Brothers did recently with Ava DuVernay directing the New Gods film. That's what I want to see.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. Ava DuVernay signed on to direct the New Gods film. It's going to be all Jack Kirby stuff. And she tweeted out the first page from the New Gods comic book written and drawn by Jack Kirby. I was like, what? I was like, yo, she gets serious. Big Barda had a major thing in that comic book art. All right. And she actually tweeted a couple of years back, Big Barda was her favorite. So I was like, oh, yo, these guys might get stupid with the New Gods, yo. You talking about Star Wars before there was Star Wars, man. All right, because the New Gods arc, think about Orion. His dad is Darkseid. And he's actually one of the New Gods of New Genesis, man. This was Luke Skywalker before Luke Skywalker was even born. That's some crazy stuff right there. That's what I want to see. That's my $2 worth.
You know the only thing I don't like about the New Gods?
Mm-hmm.
It's written by Marvel's co-founder.
Of course. Oh, well, why? Jack Kirby.
Jack,
Want to know what it
Yeah.
was? When Marvel stiffed Jack Kirby on all those royalties, he was like, "All right, fuck that. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do my own thing." And DC gave him a clean slate. And what was that? What was the first line in that new God's first page? The old gods are dead.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh shit, man! He's taking pot shots at Marvel."
yeah, he about to be real messy on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, they did something similar to Seth MacFarlane. That's why he founded Image Comics.
Yeah. Todd McFarlane.
Yeah. Todd McFarlane, my bad. Because, Todd McFarlane wrote Witchblade and Spawn.
Yeah, but
Which I'm still waiting for a Witchblade movie. And a lot of people don't know this, but there's an awesome fucking Blade versus Witchblade crossover.
Oh, shit. I bet you it was dope. I know there was a lot of different crossovers in Marvel. DC was doing them. And Image and even Dark Horse. I remember Batman versus Predator.
Well, yeah, Dark Horse is Marvel's.
Dark Horse belongs to Marvel?
Yeah, that's Halo Escalation's under the Dark Horse label. And that's a Marvel subsidiary. Which is weird because Gears of War is published by DC, but Marvel has Halo.
yeah, I mean they're gonna be running into some more obstacles like that in the very near future once this deal go down with Disney buying Fox. Because
well, yeah, that's true, but I mean, I think the reason that happened with Gears was because when that happened, when they started the comics, Epic Games has owned the IP before Microsoft bought it.
Yeah.
But I wish Microsoft would push it over to Marvel though. And it's I don't know what it is, dude, but I am extremely biased. There's only like two characters I like in DC Comics. One of them is Raven. The other is Wonder Woman.
Okay.
But DC they'll get it together. So say Savage, what about you?
I don't even know the question no more.
No, Spike Lee, Spider-Man, and
the spinoff, the Night Watcher.
All right, I'm gonna put it like this. I have no desire to watch a Spike Lee movie. I have no desire to watch a Night Watch movie.
And there it is.
And
clear as day.
Then that's how it happens. I mean, the only reason why I really wanted to bring this up because a lot of people haven't heard this, and when I seen this, my first thoughts, my initial impressions of this.
Did you like the initial impression? Did you think it would be something cool?
No, my whole that's what my whole impression was like this was like mind blowing information. Like, man, this is the craziest. Sometimes it's something be so terrible that you just gotta just bring it up and talk about it. Like me with that first thing popped in my mind was he think he gonna get the same praise and people backing him like they did Black Panther. That's why he doing it. And same for
I really think they trying to keep up with this new Spawn movie they working on.
You think so? One that's written and directed by Todd McFarlane?
Right.
That's trippy.
But that's the one that one's supposed to come out with next year, ain't it?
Yeah, but it's gonna be on a very small budget though. Very small budget.
Yeah, well they should have straight did the Netflix series then if it was gonna be a small budget.
Well, think about it, it's Blumhouse, yo.
Well, Blumhouse makes some damn good movies. Did you forget?
It's gonna be on a small budget. It's gonna be a horror movie. It's gonna be a horror movie. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a small budget. It's not going to be all about the special effects, but it's going to be what you're going to be feeling, though. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a creature of the night that people are going to be scared to shit. They're going to be fucking pissing their pants in the fucking theater. All right, because that's the way they're going with this movie. This ain't no kiddie Spawn.
I kind of miss the 90s Spawn movie, the live action one. It was pretty dope for its time.
Yeah, it was. I
want to see a Spawn movie on the level of the comic books.
Yeah, well, they're not going to do that because they need a Marvel level budget.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but with me, I don't know the movies. They always crept me out when I was a child.
You never know. Suppose that Spawn movie by Blumhouse is a runaway hit. You know what I'm saying?
If that's the
They up in
case,
the
we
budget
might
for the
actually,
sequel.
if it makes enough money, we might actually get a higher budget. You know,
You don't actually have to have a major budget to make a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean that's true. Look at The Signal, dude. That movie was made on $15,000, and it's one of the best indie science
Wow.
fiction films of all time.
Yeah, I give a good example. What it is, Kingsman, the first Kingsman. I mean, that was a good movie. I'm watching it. It was a low. You know, so the budget was
Man,
low.
that movie got retarded around the end, G.
I mean, it got retarded around.
That
Hey,
movie was
look,
fucking dope as hell, though. That movie,
it was
I gotta
good. It
agree
was
with
still
him,
No,
dude.
good.
That
yeah, I
movie
like the
was the
first one. I
shit.
probably like the
Yeah,
first one.
but then when I watched the second one, their
I
budget
couldn't
went so
watch it,
high.
man.
Like their budget went up so high that when I got to watching it, they put so much special effects and all the tinklers. I like that it took me completely out of the movie. The whole
Yeah,
story.
I was for a second there. I thought I was watching a Wolfenstein movie with all them robot dogs.
Yeah. Man, the movie trippy because
I mean, it's still a good movie, but it's just overkill with the special effects.
right. That's why I said certain
Yeah.
movies like a higher budget don't make it a better movie. It actually takes sometimes they could take away from a movie, and that was a good. I was just saying using that for an example.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but so Savage, you won't have nobody else have. What about you, Molly? What you got to say about the Spike Lee?
I could really go with or without it. You know, I mean, you gotta think. I don't really. I mean, I think his movies are on par with Ang Lee's movies. You know, they're either average or below average. On average.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the first Hulk movie, and look at the first Spike Lee movie, and then some of the later movies. It's like those directors don't really get big roles anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. So say Kalada, I'm out of my curiosity. You know, what I'm saying you was bringing up about the new gods,
Yeah.
and you were saying about the movie that they finna come out with, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
in talks about making, right?
Well, actually, they hired Ava DuVernay as the director, so she's the director, and they just finished hiring the screenwriter. All right, so she's going to be working with the screenwriter in order to bring this movie to fruition. And from what I'm hearing, she's basically going to be doing a Patty Jenkins. They're not going to fuck with her. All right, they're going to let her do what she wants to do, the way she wants to do it. Right, because even Patty Jenkins stuck to her guns when they wanted to remove the no man's land scene from Wonder Woman. Some of the producers didn't understand why it was in the movie. Patty Jenkins knew why that scene was in the movie. All right, so she
Right.
fought and stuck to her guns. It's like, you're not removing no man's land. All right, because that's a pivotal part of the movie. And
That
they
was a
kept
pivotal part of the comics too.
Yeah, it was. That's the thing, is like these people are actually going directly to the source material.
Oh, you talking
Right,
about
these are women.
Themyscira?
Yeah, the scene on
Yeah.
Themyscira where
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all like, what are you doing here? You're a man.
Yeah, no men allowed.
No. The no man's land scene when she crossed the battlefield. That's the no man's land scene.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
All right. When she crossed that battlefield, they wanted to pull that out the movie. And she's like, no. They wanted to just go into the town. Nah, that, we want to cut it because of time. And she's like, no, hell no. You're not cutting that scene out. And she stuck to her guns, and they kept that scene in the movie.
Dude, that scene was awesome as hell.
Hell yeah, it was awesome as hell, man. So
If they had
they're going to
cut
do the
that
same
movie-
thing with
that-
Ava DuVernay. She's going to be able to do her movie the way she wants to do it. And she's the one that gets final say. So I'm really looking forward to a New Gods movie and looking what her take is going to be and who she's going to cast. All right, because
Is that going to be animated or live action?
Live action.
Live action.
It's going to be a live action New Gods movie. It's not going to be just tied to the DCEU. They're going to do it like if Wonder Woman was by herself, like the way the Wonder Woman came off. It was like, let's say it was like storybook, right? With the beginning that had to do with like, the picture that Batman sent and the ending with the picture. But that's about it. The rest of the movie was Wonder Woman's movie. All
Well,
right?
see,
And
they
New
can
Gods-
actually still save. They can still save the DCEU if they scrap everything except Wonder Woman and just go from there. Be like, this is our first movie. Nothing else matters.
That'd be a good
that's-
point because I can't front, man. We watched Justice League recently. I can't stand the Flash in that movie, man. I literally cannot stand that character, yo. He pisses me off so damn much every time I watch the movie. It irks me. You know what
The
I'm saying?
only
That
person
is
that was
not
cool in
Flash.
that movie was Aquaman.
Yeah, that's the only new
Yeah.
character that they introduced. Wonder Woman was dope, but Aquaman, that's the only new character that was introduced in the movie that was dope. All right, everybody else, I ain't like Cyborg that much. If you look at his arc and what did he really do in the movie?
Shit.
He just held a bunch of
Exactly.
boxes. That's all he
And
did.
then
He
He
what?
just
held
kept
a couple of
evolving.
boxes.
Exactly. And then what did Flash do? He kept tripping over his own feet. Come on, man. And then people come away from the movie. Oh, nah. Oh, Flash was dope. And what?
Hey, you
Did
seen the
you
way
watch
he
the
was
same movie
running?
I did?
I
You
don't
know what
care
I'm
what
saying? I
excuse, that
think
running was
everybody's just
crazy.
giddy because it's Justice League. That's what I'm thinking. You know, it's Justice League. I love the
Oh,
colors.
what
Man,
about the
This and
fact that
that.
everybody? What about the fact that everybody else is like, oh man, it's like the neighborhood friendly neighborhood gang. You know, it's like a bunch of regular people fighting with Superman because apparently Superman is the only one that can do shit in the movie. That's what really pissed
Basically,
me off
man.
in it. Because I mean,
Yep.
Wonder Woman has
Because
broken Superman's arm before.
that's what I'm saying, man. And then he headbutted her. She slammed into the ground and she ain't get back up to. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. See
I
that
mean,
that scene. While that scene was awesome as hell, the way they filmed it, the way it was filmed,
yeah.
it
that was
it, it was
bullshit.
bullshit. It was a
But
bullshit scene.
of course, because Wonder Woman would have gotten back up and belted him one and fucking smacked him across the fucking field, yo.
That would have been a whole movie right there, just Wonder Woman and Superman fighting.
Hell yeah. She was like,
Because
oh, you didn't. She's like, oh no, you
she's stronger
didn't.
than him. She a real warrior. He not. He can't
Well, see,
even really
she's a
fucking
real.
fight.
She's a demigod. Superman is not a god. Superman is an
Yeah.
alien.
I'm
And
just
just like
saying, like,
Savage
far
said,
as
she's a warrior.
she's a warrior, like
Yeah.
point blank and period. He can't even fight.
And see, that's something else that pisses me off in comic debates. The writers, longtime writers of both that have written for both Hulk and Superman, have openly said to public sources many times that in a straight out fight, Hulk wins every time because Superman cannot match his rage and his power in a
Exactly.
straight up fight. But if it's a fight for wits and Superman's smart enough to kind of figure out how to defuse the situation and turn back into Banner, that's the only way that he wins. He cannot beat the Hulk in a fight to the death.
Nope. The Hulk
And
would
all these
spank
DC
that
fanboys
ass.
are like, but he did this, he did that, and he did this. I'm like, have you read Marvel comics, dude? The Hulk was written. The Hulk's never been changed. His character's never been changed. The matter he gets, the stronger he gets. And not only does his strength increases, his speed, his stamina, and his healing factor. At World Breaker Rage, he even Wolverine's adamantium claws cannot pierce his skin.
Look at that. And I be tripping off DC fanboys that be telling me, no, Batman could take Black Panther. I was like, on what planet?
Exactly. See, Black Panther, for one, his suit's vibranium. Two, he's immune to every type of poison, which means knockout gas will not work on him. And three, Panther has
And
superhuman speed. He can run up to 60 miles an hour. Batman cannot keep up with him.
this the point. Black Panther will fight you to the death. Batman won't.
Yeah, Batman doesn't have it in him to do that. And see, that's like everybody's like the Justice League can beat the Avengers. And I'm like, if you have Hulk, Thor, and Tony Stark, then that's all you need to beat the Justice League. That's the only three people you need to beat the Justice League. I mean, and it's true though. See, Marvel's always had the stronger team, but all the DC fanboys, because people idolize Superman, and I get that because he was the first real superhero, considering he came before Marvel even existed. You know, I get their devotion for him, you know, and I respect that. But the fact that the Justice League cannot beat the Avengers. The Hulk alone can wreck them. I mean, the Hulk freaking fought someone that's equivalent to 100 Supermans. The Sentry is as powerful as 100 Supermans in one body. He punches with the power of 1,000 exploding suns. And him and Hulk, he fought Hulk to a standstill. But the thing is, he was down. He was bloody. If you look at the screen, the next scan over, Banner's sitting there with a smirk on his face. And see, that was World War Hulk. That wasn't even World Breaker. And that's another thing that pisses me off about that comic. These DC fanboys are always like, that was World Breaker. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. He did not go World Breaker till the very end of that comic when Meek stabbed his friend and admitted to detonating the ship. So Hulk felt so guilty, he went world breaker in a single step, shattered the eastern seaboard. Tony fired a satellite array that had the Power Stone in it, and that's how the Hulk was knocked out, because the Hulk was like, "You got to stop me, dude. I'm just gonna freaking explode."
Wow.
Damn. Well,
Yeah, he had to launch the Power Stone at the Hulk and knock his ass out.
but
Yeah,
Thanos
at
not
that
not
rage.
talked out though. I
Yeah,
know
but
y'all
see, you
probably gonna be
gotta
mad in
think.
the
You gotta
movie.
think though. Hulk. I mean, Thanos is like God level. Thanos is up there in the top celestial charts because he's just ridiculously powerful as it is. Like
Yeah.
he
I'm
he
sure
can beat the
Thanos would
Hulk.
body Superman.
Yeah, Thanos would easily beat him. And Thanos would easily beat Darkseid. And that's another thing in DC that annoys me. If you look at all the stuff Thanos has accomplished without the gauntlet, without the heart of the universe, Thanos would stomp Darkseid. And they even did a versus, one of those death battle things, and Thanos won without the gauntlet because they used actual statistical facts from the comics and everything he's accomplished. And to prove how ridiculously overpowered the Hulk is, the Hulk tanked the heart of the universe, which is the power of the one above all. Thanos stole that in the Marvel's The End issue 6. He fired it at the Hulk, and the Hulk just got really mad and said Hulk smash, and then Thanos just said screw this, and he erased everything. It was just him and Adam Warlock at the end of everything. He's like, I ain't dealing with this fucker. He's like, I'm not dealing with the Hulk.
Like, we need to blink his ass out. Hold on.
To beat him, they just deleted him.
That's exactly what happened.
But I have seen Thanos had the Hulk on a chain.
Yeah,
like
I mean, Thanos is ridiculously powerful.
I saw that cover.
Yeah, that's one person the Hulk cannot beat in a fight. The Hulk cannot beat Thanos. Even the most powerful version of the Hulk can't beat Thanos because Thanos is ridiculously overpowered. But the thing is, there's somebody
But Black Panther beat Thanos by himself.
Yeah, but there's a lot of technology, a lot of intelligence there. The Hulk just fights with his fists. That's all Hulk knows how to do.
Oh,
now, if we invoke the Maestro version of the Hulk from the Secret Wars lead up into the all different Marvel, then that version of the Hulk could beat Thanos because he's intelligent. That version of the Hulk is the smartest version as far as like fighting and battle strategy and whatnot.
That look like the version that's on the leash.
No, that's just old. That's just an old Hulk that's on that leash with the beard and stuff. But Maestro Hulk does look a lot like the version. That's the same version of Hulk that they used in the same design they used in the one where there's a nuclear fallout and the Hulk's the only person alive on the planet, and he's just like, it's just such a depressing comic. It gives Batman room for his money with the brooding in that comic.
That I could imagine. He's the only one left. Talk about Wally.
I mean, that'd be crazy depressing though.
But here's what I want to see, though. Here's what I want to see. I think Marvel should do. I think they should do Infinity War, and then I think they should have when Thanos. I don't know if he takes the Mind Stone from Vision or not, but I feel like something should happen to the Mind Stone where it gets damaged, and all of a sudden everybody remembers the existence of mutants. Introduce the X-Men that way.
Ooh.
Like if somehow Xavier
like some Sentry type shit, right?
Yeah, like Xavier erased everybody's memory of them, and when the Mind Stone gets damaged or something attacked or something, Vision suddenly remembers, and all of a sudden everybody knows. And then when you go to introduce them, you start with an Xavier solo film. You start with an Xavier solo film, and then you do a Magneto solo film, and then you do a lead up to the X-Men is going to be your following year. They can do the Fantastic Four like they do Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 team up movies because they're basically the same thing. They're a team up group.
Yeah.
And then after that, in the next X-Men movie, and then you do your lead up, they can do whatever they want from then. Start introducing characters because people know who most of the X-Men are already, but you got to do those 2 solo films. That's mandatory because those are your most essential X-Men characters. And then that could lead up to you can have your first team up could be against Onslaught. Something could happen that they merge together and they form Onslaught. that would be a great movie. Fucking fighting Onslaught and have the
That
Avengers
would
in
be
there
crazy. I wasn't even thinking about Onslaught.
Nah.
Because I would love,
really see
I would
them.
love that scene from the movie where Hulk cracks his armor after Onslaught like vaporizes all his flesh off, and he's just a skeleton, but he still cracks his armor, and then it grows back. That would
That's
be
crazy.
awesome. But then from there, what you do is you do another segment, and you're doing the same thing with the Avengers movies, like your Doctor Strange 2 and 3, your Ant-Man 3, your Spider-Man 2 and 3, your Guardians 3, and then your next lead up, that technically Avengers 5 movie will be the Onslaught movie, because it'll have the X-Men in it too. And then your sixth Avenger movie could be the X-Men versus the Avengers. But go back to the Onslaught movie. The end of Onslaught have a post-credit scene where you either see a hammer, a guy, big guy with a beard holding a hammer, and you don't tell people who it is. You just show him in space, standing on a rock, and you should know who I'm referring to. Or you can use Norrin Rad, the Silver Surfer. You can have him just fly across the star system. Don't even tell people what's coming. Even though by this point you should know what's coming.
Yo, Norrin Rad, I'm glad you brought him up. Yeah, I heard about that rumor recently. It was like it showed up on IMDb as the Silver Surfer listed in Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there'll be a good lead up after Thanos.
Dude, I was thinking Galactus, bro.
Well, see, that's what that. Let me finish my setup for the next three phases, which will lead up to phase 6. Okay, at the end of phase 5, you'll do the X-Men versus the Avengers, but this time you won't show Galactus's full body. You'll just show his helmet and like kind of shadows around it in space, and you'll see like you'll hear like you'll have him say something, like something related to Galactus hungers or something. And then in the lead up, which like how they did with Thanos, they did 3 phase lead ups to Thanos. Then you'll have your 6th phase ending will be Galactus. Because how do you go from Thanos? You go to Galactus from Thanos.
Yes.
I mean, I think if you're gonna do Galactus like that, you got to lead him up the same way you did Thanos. You got to put him over a 10-year period. But I did like the idea about the start with the X-Men with Professor Xavier. He pretty much mind wiped everybody. Then like they start getting their memory back, and they start little pieces. They start bringing Sean like, oh, the X-Men was there and stuff like that. I say kick it out with a Gambit movie. And then turn after the Gambit movie, do a Professor Xavier.
Yo, Savage, he never stops with that Gambit.
Yeah,
dude, I actually agree with you on that. The guy from Comics Explained, Rob from Comics Explained, actually, his version of his idea for it, he was like they need to do a Gambit movie because he's essential to a lot of the X-Men origins. He's involved in a lot of the origins.
Right. That's why I said they need to start with Mr. Sinister.
No, but see, Bob started with Mr. Sinister. They started.
Think about it. They started with a Gambit started off with Sinister.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the Gambit movie, though, Mr. Sinister's supposed to come out
as the villain in Magneto's solo movie. They could use that as the villain in Magneto's solo movie.
Guys, but if guys know though, I think the villain in the Gambit movie is Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. And Mr. Sinister is gonna be the villain. He's gonna be more of an antagonist than the villain on Gambit. But with Professor Xavier, he should have an antagonist too, like and be the Juggernaut, and just have his whole little story.
King Marco.
Right, there we go.
Yeah. The Professor X movie, you gotta add his brother. Yep, his half brother. Do it right this time, exactly.
Right, and then kick everything off from there. That way, you got Gambit doing other things on this side. You know what I'm saying? He in the background, like setting up like the little pieces that's going along, but the main storyline should be Professor Xavier. I think how they did for the last X-Men movies, it was all Wolverine Central. They need to put Professor Xavier in the leader role, put him the main character, but do it like how they did the Black Panther movie. Everybody get you know what I'm saying? It's not just Black Panther.
Everybody get their shine on.
Right. It's a Wakanda movie. So do an X-Men movie to be a X-Men movie, not a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, that's exactly the point of it. You know, after the two solo movies, the X-Men movie would introduce all the characters in a more balanced plot, sort of like the Civil War did. Every character had plenty of screen time.
Right.
Don't do it like DC though, where you introduce the characters halfway through the movie and you're like, okay, and now you're just buddies, like that.
Oh yeah, they need to do it that way. Don't do it at all. I mean, just keep doing y'all. If they ain't gonna do it that way, just keep doing what y'all doing. But I think Marvel, they have. You know, I see Marvel do like a different project. Like Marvel do like a project from like, let's say Microsoft give them the rights to do a Halo or a Gears movie, and let Marvel do a Halo or a Gears movie. That way it won't be a hard or rated R, but it still give you that anybody can watch it and enjoy the movie.
Well, they can do that with Halo, but Universal has Gears movie rights because that's who Microsoft made the deal with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do support that for Halo. I think that they should approach Marvel about trying to see if they would slate a Halo movie, because I don't think this thing with Steven Spielberg's ever going to freaking happen, because he's too busy.
They said they're
doing
going
stuff
into production this fall.
Yeah, because he was working on Ready Player One, so that he ain't had time to do the Halo thing. So now
you realize he's put out 3 movies since they announced that, right? Since they announced that Halo thing, he did the Big Friendly Giant. He did another movie, and now he's doing Ready Player One. I think he just doesn't want to do it, but he doesn't want to admit to it.
I mean, but you gotta think about it. He might have had those projects already lined up for him to come out.
Well, that is true. You know,
years and
being
years,
like
years
how
ago.
he is. Because those movies that he does 90% of the stuff on. He writes the screenplay. He comes up with the designs for the sets. He's like the one that did George. He's like George Lucas. You know, he does most of the movie himself.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about him. And Microsoft, when they finally when they signed a deal with him, even though he might have said, "Look, I'm not gonna be able to start working on this until about 5-6 years from now." And they probably was like, okay, and they announced, we got a deal with Stephen King to do a Halo.
Steven Spielberg. I mean, I can imagine Stephen King Halo.
Yeah, my bad, Steven Spielberg. But
instead of fighting the Covenant, they're fighting it.
I mean, they still worked on all the pre-production though. So like all the pre-production for Halo it's going to be a miniseries. It's been done. So now they're going to go into production in the fall. So I guess even though he was working on these 3 other movies in these past years, they were still going along as far as pre-production, getting the things ready, the storylines. This is
supposed to be like an HBO level show. It's supposed to be like an hour-long episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a miniseries. It might be like maybe five movies or something.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty dope. Well, anybody else had anything to say before we go and get to this off with your head segment?
Nah, I'm good.
Savage?
Huh?
Anything else you need to add before we go with the head segment?
Oh no.
All right. What about you, Molly?
No, I'm good. I think I've gotten everything out.
All right. Well, I know since you knew him, this segment is like when I pin like you you choose one two characters I'm gonna name. You choose one out of the 2, and you choose them to go up against the other person and who you think they'll win, and the majority holders win the competition. You'll see it's like something simple, something fun or whatever like that. Well, since Sea of Thieves just came out today, I was
come out today.
2 days ago.
No, it came out Tuesday. Yesterday.
Well, after midnight. You know what I'm saying? Monday midnight. So
yeah. But since Sea of Thieves just recently came out, I was gonna use a little you know what I'm saying, just a little funny one here today though. But out of Green Arrow and who would you choose out of Green Arrow and Hawkeye to go up against Captain Hook with the assistance of Peter Pan as his defense?
Oh, shit.
I was expecting like Jack Sparrow or something, man. Somebody that stands a chance.
That's why I said
Captain Hook and Peter Pan.
Yeah,
Are we talking about the
assistant.
villain Peter Pan or the Disney animated Peter Pan?
Hey, ain't the villain
Disney.
Peter Pan off of what it was, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
He was.
Yeah. But now we or you could let's just use the happy go lucky one. Since
All right.
Thieves are like a fun game, so I just want to keep it like fun. That's why I didn't want to use nobody dark. So
All right. So between Hawkeye and Green Arrow, who would win?
Yeah, who would you choose?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'd have to say Hawkeye.
You go with Hawkeye?
Okay. And why?
I mean, he shot 18 and didn't miss. No, because of some of the stuff he's done in the movies, and he's the only character that's actually killed the Hulk in the comics, which was a bullshit plot line, but it still happened. Because they got tired of writing for the Hulk, so they killed him off, and the Hawkeye did it.
Hey, dude, is it a little bit of bias, though? Is it a little bit of bias since, you know what I'm saying, you're a Marvel fan?
Yeah, she said it. She already likes 2 DC characters.
Yeah, it's a peach. But what about you, Kalada?
Dude, I would have to go with Green Arrow, yo. I mean, I've just seen him do so many freaking outlandish shit in the comic books. You know what I'm saying? I mean, way over the top stuff. Even in the Justice League cartoons, he's like Green Arrow, especially Justice League Unlimited, yo. That was like his series right there. He would go to town, you know what I'm saying? On giant robots, monsters, whatever. Whether it's believable, that's another story. But, he would go toe to toe with all these dudes. So I would actually give it up for Green Arrow, especially that series, the Longbow Hunters. Ridiculous, bro. So my vote is actually Green Arrow. He would take out Hawkeye.
That's what's up. What about you, Savage?
But he would take out the regular Hawkeye. If he was going up against the ultimate Hawkeye with the guns,
that's different.
When that Hawkeye would body Green Arrow. All right. So if it's regular Green Arrow, which one is it? I mean, regular Hawkeye or fucking the ultimate version of Hawkeye?
Well, but who was the ultimate version of Hawkeye, though? The ultimate version.
One with the 2 guns, yo, and arrow launches and shit.
It's the same character. That's just the middle. That's pre-retconned Hawkeye.
Yeah, nah, he don't count.
He don't count. Yeah. All right, then I would say Green Arrow then.
Green Arrow. So what about you then, Savage?
You saying against Captain Hook and Peter Pan?
No. Well, he said first is between Hawkeye and Green Arrow. Who would win? That's the question right now.
Oh, who would win out of Hawkeye and Green Arrow? I got to go with Hawkeye.
All right.
You go with Hawkeye too?
Yeah, as far as fighting on the Green Arrow, but who would I pick to fight Peter Pan and Captain Hook? The Green Arrow.
What? Were you paying attention to the conversation?
Hey, so why would you choose Green Arrow to fight against them two?
Because they silly and he silly. I think they have a whole silly conversation.
Before, after, and during the fight.
Yeah.
Yo. I renege though, but I gotta say Hawkeye, yo. I can't front. It's like Hawkeye, he's like the way he fights and everything, that dude's a beast, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't need no arrows and whatnot to beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Hawkeye could beat your ass with his own 2 fists. You know what I'm saying? He was trained by Captain America, yo. It's like, come on, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, he had a little bit of training. Both of them had got a little.
Plus,
skills.
he's an acrobatic master, dude. Because you forget he was in the Circus of Crime before he became an Avenger.
Yeah. And then that goes into the Captain Hook thing, though. I kind of agree with Savage, though. It would be funny to see Hawkeye. I mean, Green Arrow against Captain Hook.
Think about it, though. He's basically Batman with a bow and arrow because he's got all these gadgets, and he's skilled in martial arts and acrobatics.
Yep.
and he kind of looked like Batman in the colorful suit.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, man.
Yeah.
But see, I think it would be funny to see Green Arrow up against Peter Pan and Captain Hook. I think that Peter Pan would actually be the edge for Captain Hook. But as far as like Hawkeye versus them, Hawkeye would body Hook and Peter Pan.
2 shots.
So you think Hawkeye would kill Captain Hook, get through Peter
immediately?
Hawkeye would body both of them, man.
So what you think, Miley?
I already voted for Hawkeye.
Okay, what? Oh,
yeah,
you only gonna pull the boat back once
currently.
Both of them out of here.
Currently.
All right, well, so we got what is 2 for Hawkeye,
2 for Green Arrow,
3 for Hawkeye, because I reneged.
Okay, well 3 for Hawkeye then. Nah, I shouldn't let you renege, but anyway, though, it was all right. So Hawkeye versus Captain Hook with Peter Pan assisting him as deep with defense. Who will win?
Hawkeye.
Man. Hawkeye would do a whole bunch of acrobatics. Won't even throw an arrow. Once he lines up both of them, is just like what Savage said. 1 arrow, he'll take out both.
Man, but you know Peter Pan is magical.
He wasn't gonna
he can't do no magic. He can't do no magic. He could just fire around. That's about it.
Man, you can't even hit Peter Pan.
Okay.
Man, how many times have you ever seen him get hit? Yeah,
man, that pixie dust ain't in force field, Joe.
Man,
all right. If pixie dust was a force field, then he's like the invisible woman. No,
Hawkeye not shooting arrows made with boxing gloves. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you gonna get an explosion or something.
He ain't shooting arrows that look like boxing gloves.
But then at the end, he still never been hit before. So y'all saying this blindly without even knowing his power level.
Hawkeye don't miss.
He shot 18 and didn't miss.
That's why they call him Hawkeye, because he don't miss. Now you got a target that don't get hit and a shooter that don't miss. Now what's gonna happen?
He doesn't even have to look at where he's shooting to hit a target, dude.
And then that ain't even the person he really after. That's the same.
He could actually, like, you know how Peter Pan could probably dodge and whatnot. He could probably just hit like something behind Peter Pan. You know what I'm saying? Make it ricochet off that and get Peter Pan in the back of his head.
Or he'd pin him to the wall.
Always like understand that a master sniper used to get
he's gonna pin him
targets.
and his shadow to the wall. All right.
It's Hawkeye.
His shadow gonna be trying to move his shit like, oh, what the hell, man? How the hell you pin me?
That still leave Captain Hook.
Captain Hook ain't got no powers
to begin with.
He got 1 leg and 1 arm.
You know what I'm saying?
He can't even run.
Basically, dude. He's gonna be yelling out, "Speed! Speed! Come help me!"
Man, he'll run over Hawkeye in his ship. Oh, what do you call it? I'm about to call it.
Oh, with his flying galleon?
Yeah, no, the name of his ship. I forgot the name of it. I knew it.
I thought that was the name of it.
Well, flying galleon.
Yeah.
No,
it is a flying galleon. Anyway,
it's a flying something.
That's the name.
I know it was. I thought they had like a female name, like he named it something. I think about it about two podcasts from now, but it'll come to me.
Yeah, he could name it Tinkerbell. That wouldn't matter. But either way, though, you got outvoted, bro.
Oh look, I ain't never voted.
Even if you did vote, you still outvoted.
Man,
it's 3-1.
I'll play devil advocate. I ain't crazy. Captain Hook will be dead. He ain't trying to hit Peter Pan, so Peter Pan can be
Jolly Roger.
Jolly Roger. That's it.
Yeah, the Jolly Roger.
Nah, he getting a Jolly Roger and run him over. Bam, over with.
Wow, it's flying. It flies.
He just has to.
Or he's just dropping on him. Boom.
No, it only flies when he abducts fairies and makes them use their magic on it.
Magical dust.
Get in my pocket.
But
but you gotta believe, man. You gotta believe to fly.
Yeah, you gotta believe you can fly.
yeah, but that's some magical dust.
Like,
But
I believe, I believe.
I still think that he'll he'll drop the ship on him. But
You're
anyway,
gonna be
though,
singing like R. Kelly. I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky.
man, forget all that. Y'all know one thing. Well,
They got something in common. They like touching the girl.
but well, Captain Hook, I must say I wasn't on your side anyway. Off with your head. Oh, I will have my sound effects, or I was looking for the right one, so I will have that next week. So, but anyway, though, Captain Hook, off with your head.
And Peter Pan.
Man, Peter Pan.
Because you said that was his backup, yo.
I mean, so he got to die too? Well, Peter Pan, you got to die too.
Well, yo, that was his defense, man.
Yeah, that was just help, but he got to die too. Even Peter Pan's shadow, you got to get under this guillotine too. This week here.
After Peter Pan dies, his shadow will still be stuck to the wall.
Oh man. Hawkeye would have still had him stuck to the wall with his never miss shots, huh? But Peter Pan, we got to do a double up today. Off with your head. If I feel like what's his name? Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And I still say it wasn't it wasn't me, because I would have said that actually I would have went with Green Arrow, and I would have said Green Arrow the one, me personally, if I had to go with my opinion, because Green Arrow is just a more likable character. And
well, he is a more likable character in the sense that he's funny. He's a funny character and whatnot, and there would be some funny chemistry, like the way Savage said, between Peter Pan and Green Arrow. It would be some funny comedy stuff, but I don't think Green Arrow could actually get to Peter Pan.
Yeah, because he's gonna be shooting boxing gloves.
And he's gonna be shooting more than boxing gloves. He gonna have all types of tricks coming out of there. Oliver Queen will come out of there. See, y'all underestimating him, talking about some DC and stuff like that.
I think the Injustice version of Green Arrow is really Hawkeye in sheep's clothing.
Man, they need to go ahead and make that Marvel game.
Yeah, you talking about the Square Enix one? I'm dying for that.
Yeah, I hope it ain't no Captain America. I know it's gonna be Avengers, but I hope it don't be no Captain America or Iron Man. I hope it be, if they say Avengers, I hope it be literally the Avengers.
They're talking about like an MO type thing, like a Sea of Thieves, like some type of thing where people are going to keep going back to years on end, and it's going to be featuring a lot of characters. And
if they do it like Final Fantasy Online, then it'll be huge.
Yes, I'm thinking that's the route that they're going. All right, and you're going to be able to take different characters.
And then
I'm just kind of pissed at that Marvel game that was on Xbox.
Yeah, Marvel Heroes Omega.
Yeah, I'm pissed that the studio decided to close its doors down, dude. They didn't even have the game on the market a week, and they shut down their studios.
I mean,
it's like they didn't even want to do it. It's just like they were like,
I played that game for months.
I know. So did I.
But
that's
no,
that pissed me off so much.
I mean, I don't think it was their fault that they wasn't there something about some legal issues they was having what made them have to shut it down?
Well, I think it was because they got bought out by another studio, and they were like, we don't want this game. We don't want you working on this game.
Okay, well, yeah.
But I didn't even get a chance to play that. I was so amped for it because it was supposed to be like DC Online, but Marvel, which would have been more fun.
Man, did you play that DC Online, Miley?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, but I played it back when I was living in a hotel because I left my dad's and stuff, and I was living with my stepmom at the beach, and so I came back down to Florence, and I got a place in a hotel because I didn't want to live with my dad because me and his dad don't get along at all. Especially with the AC in the summertime. But I mean, so eventually, I stayed in a hotel, which wasn't bad, because I had everything I needed for less than $700 a month. So
that's what's up. I mean,
and
you saying on DC Online, that was like $700 a month by itself. That's just to get in the game.
but nah, I mean, I played it, I made like a little character and all, and I played a little bit, but it was just like so laggy and stuff and whatnot, and especially with like the internet there was like 15 megabytes per second and stuff. But see, I have my own place now because after Hurricane Matthew, I'm just gonna get a house now. Because I was just looking for the cheap way out, so I'd have extra money monthly. And now I have my own place, and I have like 300 megabytes per second connection. So I've thought about going back to it, but I don't know anybody that still plays that.
So you was able to get online?
Yeah. I mean, I was able to get online in it.
It didn't take you for me, it took me like hours and hours and hours to get online.
I know. I played it within launch month.
Well, I think you actually bought the subscription service for the month, right?
No, I just really did the free to play shit. I'm not giving my money to DC.
Dang, man, I actually did the free to play too, and it actually took forever to catch on to one of them servers, man.
Well, I mean,
hours.
it might have been region restricted though,
All right. Yeah, it could have been where you was at because shit, man. I played it like 2 or 3 times. I was like, yo, never again.
Man, that game was so hard to get on. It was ridiculous. When you finally got on, it was like, man, if I leave off this game now, I'll never be able to get back in here.
Yeah. I mean, it did have a lot of crashing problems.
I remember complaining.
That was like, oh, if you pay the monthly subscription, you'll be able to connect very quickly. I was like, I ain't paying no monthly subscription, man. Hell no.
They were like, pay the like they had a time limit before you can get into the game. They like pay to skip ahead. I'm like, oh no.
That's the stuff we were seeing in our areas, Miley. It was actually saying pay to get in now.
Right. Or wait an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that game was ridiculous.
And then once you play it, you be like, really?
I know. It's like once you start playing it, you're like, what? They made me wait for this? It's like, man, at least Marvel Heroes Omega, the minute I started playing it, I felt instant gratification.
Right, you was able to just instantly get into and they there was a version of it, and I was able to get my favorite character. Like off the dump.
Pissed off they took off Marvel Heroes Omega.
Yeah, I was running around shooting nukes.
Who was you?
I was shooting nukes with the Punisher.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I was running around with Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Star-Lord, Angela. I mean, I was running around with a whole bunch of characters, man. Even Squirrel Girl, fuck it.
Oh shit! There you go with that.
she's a parody character. She doesn't have any real ties to the continuity in the comics.
No, I know. Don't tell Bloody that though. It might break his illusion.
Man, he loves Squirrel Girl with a passion.
I mean, she's a good character, an interesting character, and all that. Don't get me wrong; she's a great read. But it's sort of like it's literally like the thingy. That thingy, the thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a sec. I'm trying to think. My brain just decided it was going to crash on me.
Brain freeze.
The Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. The Deadpool killer trade. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember it.
Yeah, I know. People were telling me that they should do that in the comic books. I was like, what, is you insane? I mean, in the movies. I was like, what, Deadpool kills the Marvel? Yeah, crazy, man. They can't do shit like that, man. That's just some parody shit.
That was a what if spoof, and a lot of people think it's canon, but it's not.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I like that one. Fans. I like Punisher kill the Marvel Universe, the Hulk kill the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I mean, they good. What
the thing is, it said Deadpool killed the Hulk by cutting his head off. He's had his Banner's head's been ripped off in the comics, and the Hulk still comes out. As long as there's a single cell left, the Hulk can still save Banner.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he said it in the Avengers. He's like, yo, I got really low. I put a bullet in my mouth, and and the other guy spit it out.
Yeah, well, look at Banner killed himself in Thor Ragnarok, and Hulk saved him. Remember when he jumped
Yeah,
out
he
and turned into the Hulk for Fenrir? He killed himself. It was funny as crap though, the way he smacked the bridge.
Oh, yeah, he ain't even changed, man. It was like okay.
Yeah, y'all crazy, man.
I want to see Space Punisher.
But you know what's going to be good though?
Yeah.
What's going to be
Hey,
good?
Punisher versus Carnage.
Didn't they do that? Is it that Lobo?
No, they actually got a Space Punisher coming.
Yeah.
Really? Oh shit! I didn't know that.
But
See,
see what
you
they're
and Mighty
going to
would know
do.
more about that.
What they're going to do is they're going to do Hulk's storyline. His trilogy is going to be between Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Avengers 4. Which I'm telling you now, I already know for a fact because they've leaked that the Skrulls will be the enemy in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
So
that too.
I'm pretty sure that Avengers 4 will bleed into Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. Actually,
But
we discussed it, I think, on the last week's podcast.
They're going to do the Hulk trilogy throughout that. So we're going to see a lot of Hulk focus in Infinity War, which will be great because I'm getting so tired of like a few shots with him. Because Hulk's like one of my favorite characters, and he's capable of so much stuff. I mean, he was great in the first
they
Avengers.
can't make a Hulk movie on his own. Like they can't do it
because Universal is still having a hissy fit, and they won't give the rights back to Marvel. Or, you know, but if they would work out a deal like they did with Sony, you know, if they would work out something like they did with Sony, where they could do a solo film.
That's what they should do. Let Marvel produce the Universal movies and have Sony distribute. I mean, Universal distribute, just like they do with Sony.
Yeah, let Marvel make the movie, and Universal can get the profit off of it. They just want it done so Marvel it's successful. They don't want it to flop. See, the reason the Incredible Hulk was it had a lot of Marvel of Kevin Feige's influence, but it was still a Marvel, a Universal property. So that's why it didn't do as good as the other Marvel Studios movies. Because they didn't have enough control over the project like they had with Homecoming. The reason Homecoming was so good is because Sony didn't have anything to do with it other than putting it in theaters. So they couldn't screw it up with their stupid product advertising. Because that's literally all The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a Sony ad. It's like, look at all these Sony TVs. Look at the logo on this camera. Look at the logo on this vibrator in this woman's drawer. It's a Sony product. I mean, that didn't really happen, but you get my point. It was ridiculous. Yeah. I literally, like, halfway through the movie, I just cut it off because I'm like, I can't deal with this advertising. Like, I couldn't even watch that movie about the darkness or whatever, where the shadows kill people. That came out recently, Lights Out. I couldn't watch that movie, dude, because they had so many freaking. The dude went from talking on an iPhone to typing on an Apple laptop to using a Mac desktop, and I'm like, I'm done with this movie.
Hey, y'all
5 minutes in, and I'm not watching it.
Y'all think Ready Player One gonna be full of Sony stuff like that?
I hope to God it isn't. It's a Warner Brothers movie, so it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
a little bit of everything. Because I heard that Steven Spielberg got the rights to use Star Wars in the movie, and in the trailer we actually saw Spartans actually running across the battlefield, gunning people down. So,
yeah, and if I think I've seen Lauren Croft in there too.
She might be. I mean, Chung-Li was in there. You had that girl from Overwatch, Tracer, up in there.
Yeah, but hey, not the one from the movie. Not the one from the movie. It was just a day version of her, I guess you'll say. But yeah, they got Chung. You said Chung-Li was in there.
Yeah, Chung-Li's actually running next to freaking Tracer from Overwatch.
Man, yeah,
and you got the Iron Giant. You got the Mobile Suit Gundam from anime and whatnot. I mean, there's so many references to pop culture. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but to get all that stuff, you know, it's gonna cost them a pretty penny. So it might be.
I don't think it's gonna be costing them that much though, man. Because I'm thinking that they went the Roger Rabbit route. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Think about how many characters appeared from all over up in that cartoon.
Yeah, I don't know how they pulled it out. I was,
I think the script was that good that these people ain't mind giving their characters up because they knew their characters were gonna be shown off in a positive light.
Right.
Well, Well, I mean, it's really product advertisement, like the worst Transformers movie, which was Age of Extinction, because that was a huge Budweiser ad. I mean, he freaking takes a Budweiser. You see the Budweiser all over the place, and then he takes one, he breaks the bottle cap off, and he drinks it. I mean, that's how they film a freaking commercial, dude. That was a commercial in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like the first Transformers movie, all GM cars.
Yeah. And see, I'm a Toyota fan, so that kind of annoyed me. I'm thinking there should be a Tundra Transformer.
Everybody was tripping. Like, how the fuck is Bumblebee a freaking brand new Mustang or whatever the fuck he is, man? Like, wasn't he a Volkswagen?
No, he was a Camaro.
That's the thing.
He was a Volkswagen.
He was a Volkswagen.
I didn't know that old school. I watched one of the anime shows. The first anime I ever watched, he was a Camaro in.
That's probably one of the ones that came out later and whatnot.
Like Bumble,
that's the newer show.
What's the little Bumble?
A Beetle, Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, Volkswagen Beetle. As a matter of fact, Miley, they actually showed it in the first movie.
Him and
the Camaro was parked next to a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yep, that was the Easter egg.
Yep. And the new Bumblebee movie, the solo movie they're doing right now, he's actually going to be a Volkswagen Beetle.
And if you watch the last Transformers movie, he was a Beetle. In one part of the movie. Yeah, in one part of the movie when they go back to the
past.
Dude, the last night was really good. I love the Transformers movies, but Age of Extinction just was disappointing. I mean, I love Mark Wahlberg, but that movie was just all that product advertisement and stuff was just obnoxious. And it didn't feel like as good as the other four. Like the last night was really good. That's the best one. And then the Dark of the Moon is my second favorite. That was my first favorite till the last night. But something about the way they did the last night it just sold it. It just put it above the Dark of the Moon for me.
I'm gonna have to check it out because after Age of Extinction, I ain't want to know shit about Transformers.
Yeah. The last
I ain't like the way they did the Dinobots, man. I was like, wow, they can't even talk. I was like, oh man, what's this?
Dude, yeah, the last night they redeemed themselves with the last night. I gotta say that movie was freaking awesome.
Hey, so Molly, what's your favorite CW show out of
CW?
Like yeah,
I don't think so.
This
will be interesting.
I actually like The Flash because it's interesting. The Green Arrow, the Arrow show for me is just boring as hell. It is just so boring for me. But
that's what
The
put me off
Flash,
from watching it.
Yeah, The Flash is really good though. I need to start season 2 at some point because I'm at the part at the end of the first season where he went up something happened and he's running up the pieces of the building or something that exploded. I don't remember exactly. And then it just ended with that huge cliffhanger. So I need to watch season 2 and 3 or whatever's left. And then
I know what you're talking about when the spiral started spinning around in the circle and he started jumping on the building and he jumped off the building and started climbing up into the I guess the little twister.
Yeah, with all the little rocks and pieces of the building floating around in it. Yeah, that part.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's when The Flash was the shit. I remember those.
Yeah, he even said it. He's like, that's when The Flash was the shit. I feel you though, man. Those first couple of seasons, man, I was like, wow, yo, this shit. Like
you watch that shit right now, you're gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, it's like I've heard Gotham is horrible too. It's like really boring. It's like the show that no one wanted that they did anyway.
I'm the only person that watched Gotham. Man, everybody say, man, Gotham trash.
But see, I really think that Marvel should, instead of doing the Inhumans TV series, I think they should have done the movie because I think if they had done the movies, they would have had a good director do it, and it would have ended up better. I mean, there was some stuff to like in the show, but the costumes, like Medusa's costume and the shaving the head because of budget reasons, dude, that was a low blow.
That's why I refused to watch it when I saw that they shaved Medusa's head. By the second episode, I think in the first episode they shaved that.
It was the first episode.
Dude, that just pissed me off. I was like, "What? No, I'm not watching this." No.
The only person they got right was Karnak.
Yeah, they got him right. They nailed him, but they didn't like all Medusa's.
Everybody else messed up.
I mean, even Black Bolt's the costumes for Black Bolt and Medusa, they just didn't look right in live action the way they translated them. I mean, it just looked
a
like a
cheap
cheap
TV budget,
cosplay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that was.
Man, if they would have ever made a live Inhumans movie, y'all know who was up for the role of Black Bolt? It was actually Vin Diesel.
Yeah, he wanted to be the
Yeah.
face of Black Bolt because he's the voice of Groot. He wanted that role. But Marvel, they had a lot of fans because they've been hyping up the Inhumans with Agents of Shield in the comics, because that was how they were punching Fox in the balls by canceling the X-Men and just focusing on the Inhuman series, which is pretty much a similar thing. But the whole thing was like a low blow to Fox and stuff, but then they screwed up their first shot at it. So Marvel's only made one screw up, and it hasn't been in the cinematic universe yet. So that's very forgivable.
Oh no. They got another one. It's called Runaways. Kaleidoscope sold me on this TV show.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment.
Dude, I actually enjoyed that. I mean, but you got to think that's a recent comic though. That hasn't been in published long. That literally that comic series started in 2016. That's the first time the Runaways were introduced in the comics.
Man, it's not good. I mean, well, it's got a real slow burn. Like the burn is really slow, like really slow.
I think it's going to do an Agents
weren't
of
the
Shield
characters
start off kind of
interesting, or were the
boring.
characters that boring, or were you just looking for superheroics? What's going on?
It was more of a drama type thing. I mean, there was a couple of events, but it's more like a slow burning origin, you know, where they're first learning they have abilities and stuff. So the second season is probably going to have a lot of them actually doing something.
Okay.
Because the first season is about them figuring out what so and so is up to. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to give specific details. But it's worth a watch.
He knows the comic book, so I mean, they did stick to the source material, but the whole season was one episode.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what he told you.
So that's what got me to burn. Like if they would have just made a 2-hour show, I'd have been good with that. They could have crammed if they would have put that in 2 hours. I think I would have liked the Runaways.
I feel you.
But you know what's interesting? A lot of people are like, when are they going to introduce the source of the hand, the person behind the hand in the series? Well, I literally posted on Twitter to somebody that was begging for an answer to that question. I'm like, as soon as they announce who the Beast is in Marvel Comics, because nobody knows who the Beast is, not even Marvel Comics. It's literally nobody knows that. They've never established who the Beast was. They just said it was the source of power for the hand. That's all it's ever been stated as.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. They never did say who the Beast was.
Hey, and that's kind of good when they leave stuff like that. They give new writers the brain just different things to just open up the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole universe. Just give them the creative, be able to be extra creative. Like the new sci-fi show that's gonna come out, Krypton. How they got that, and it's before Krypton exploded. So they can actually go anywhere they want to go. They got freedom of range, like how Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, because they don't have, as far as I know, this doesn't even pull off the comics. I mean, it has like Krypton and it takes place in the DC universe, but it doesn't have any source material to draw from, so it's its own thing, and it's like an original idea, you know. So they, like you said, they can go anywhere they want with it. Hopefully, it'll be good though. Sci-fi doesn't need to turn their backs on people now, because they've got 3 huge hits with the Magicians, Dark Matter, and that other show.
Dark Matter, good ass show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude! It replaced my disappointment in the lack of another season of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh hell yeah!
But I'm still glad. I'm still happy though, because I've still got the greatest show ever freaking developed and the longest show in the history of television. It's still in production. So does anybody know what that is?
That? The Simpsons?
The Simpsons.
The Price is Right.
No, I'll give you a hint. These things are on corners. Used to be on corners back in the day. They're blue. They say police over the top.
The Smurfs.
No.
Blue Blood.
No. I'll give you a hint. There's a ship in it called the TARDIS, the most powerful ship in science fiction.
Millennium Falcon.
Doctor Who.
Oh.
I would have never figured out Doctor Who.
Hey, I always said I'm gonna watch it, but never do.
Dude,
you know what? But that has been on for forever, though. She's not lying, though. Doctor Who's been on forever.
That's been on for over 50 years. It's going on 60 years. Next year will mark the 60th anniversary of the series.
I can't catch up with that then.
No, dude, you could just start from the newer season because it takes like a year from the air, and you can literally watch. There's over.
Wait a minute, is it the new Doctor Who a female? I remember people throwing a hubbub over that.
Yeah. The Doctor is like the idea where they got the idea for James Bonding stuff. You know, like when somebody says they're probably just going to James Bond it. You know, where they replace the actor and stuff. Doctor Who is where that James Bond got that idea because the Doctor, if he dies, he can regenerate himself, but when he regenerates, he's a new person. It's the same brain with all the memories, but he's got a different personality because he's in a different body.
Yeah,
this time he was a woman.
Trip. That's a trip.
Yeah, he's a Time Lord, and
this girl, from Marvel Comics, right? The one that plays Nebula, she was in a Doctor Who show, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was in one of the most popular ones. It was between a lot of people were like for the new Doctor Who because they took a break in the 90s, like after 86, they took a 12-year break from the show, and then they brought it back in. It's a continuation, so technically it's still the longest running show in history. But
so the one that Nebula came out in, who was the Doctor?
That was Matt Smith. Matt Smith was the Doctor in that one. But what you want to do is you want to start with Christopher Esselon, which is I think it's still on Netflix for the newer series, and watch it from there. I mean the CGI is kind of cheesy because the first series came out in 95. I mean the Christopher Esselon season come out in 2005. And the special CGI and stuff in TV shows was kind of cheesy then, but it's still really good. And watch it from there. There's currently 10 seasons, and each one of them has, except for one of them, they usually only have 10 episodes per season, but they're hour-long episodes. And trust me, as soon as you get through with the first season, you'll be addicted. You'll be like, I gotta watch season 2, man. Fuck work, fuck my life. I gotta watch season 2. Dude, I binge watched that series all the way through.
Yeah.
Because I was behind on it. I've seen the classic Doctor Who, but I was unaware of the continuation. And when I found out, I suddenly had to go watch it. I binge watched it in a weekend. And then the very next thing I did was I went back to the first episode of the new first season. And I was like, watch it all over again.
Wow.
But I got to say, dude, the Doctor Who series literally has probably the highest rewatchability of anything in history on TV. As far as the TV show,
I hear that from a lot of Doctor Who fans that have tried to convert me.
I mean,
dude, once you become a Whovian, you never go back.
That's the word I was looking for, Whovian, because y'all even have your own terminologies and everything, right? Like just like the Trekkies.
But see, believe it or not, Doctor Who actually inspired Star Wars, Star Trek, and everything from that point on, because Doctor Who started in 1963.
No, yeah, I remember the original Doctor Who episodes. I used to watch them shits on TV when I was little. Them shits used to trip me the fuck out. I've never seen episodes like that. And I used to be into Star Trek or Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, the old school one. But Doctor Who, every time I would see an episode, I didn't know what the hell was going on, but that shit was just so bugged out.
Yeah. But yeah, there's literally over 987 episodes of Doctor Who if you count the classic.
Hell no.
But you only have to watch the newer seasons to be caught up with the storyline, because they do a lot of flashback coverage in the newer show. And it's like subtle summaries and stuff. I mean, if you want to, you can go back and watch the classic seasons, which they're 30-minute episodes in the older days, but there's like 40 episodes per season. And what they did was they split up like how they do like an hour or a 2-part episode now, where it's like an hour-long episode.
I remember my brothers and sisters, they used to get mad at me because they used to play Doctor Who on Saturday mornings, and they used to switch the channel from cartoons to Doctor Who. They was like, nah, we don't want to see that shit. I was like, man, chill. This shit's bugged out.
But that's crazy for that show to have been on that long. And I know I'll never better catch up with all that the season, but I might give it a shot.
Yeah, like I said, just start from the newer stuff, because that's where a lot of more modern Whovians are from, are those. And after you catch up, you can go back and catch some of the classic stuff. Although there are 316 episodes missing from the archives in London. So,
wow.
Yeah. So what they actually did with them, because they have the audio, they just don't have the video files. A lot of people, they had some artists come in and they actually did like a comic strip to the audio to replace the missing episodes that went missing. I'm under the impression that was like some sort of Illuminati thing going on there or something. Like some major fans just jacked them, and they're like, this is gonna mark an event in history.
Yeah, but you people could have recorded. They can get old clips. I mean, you probably not get the best
video. Yeah,
there were VCRs back then.
If you want to watch the entire series, though, and like I said, some of them are like where it's still pictures, like set picture or episode pictures that and stuff. But most of them are the actual episodes, and a lot of them are in black and white, but they're still really good. You can go to use watchseries.tv and whatnot. Well, I use watchseriesonline.tv, and you can literally search Doctor Who and you can watch them all. Use Gorilla Video or Open Load. The Open Load player or the Gorilla player, and you can watch the entire classic series. But watch the newer ones in HD, because they're really bad quality on that site.
All right.
Yeah, that's what's up. But I normally do something with start with a K. But anyway though, y'all. I mean, I don't know what time that y'all have, but for me it's 12 o'clock, and I need to get on my boat. I got a little bit of ocean I need to be exploring right now to find me some buried treasure.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that with you. So you're gonna definitely have to send me and
all of us, everybody,
an invite.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're gonna link up and do that. Get in a few minutes. Cause I've been itching. I've been like, man, I ain't playing Thieves yet because I've been working and stuff like that. And it's a game I gotta actually have time to play. So I'm ready now. Anyway, anybody have any final thoughts before we get up out of here and get to some Sea of Thieves?
Nope. I just gotta say, everybody tune in next week to the same YouTube channel, same YouTube time, bro.
And we out this.